ये बस। अरे बाबू आ रहा है ना, पकोड़े पलट देंगे। सुन सुन, रोड पे ध्यान। हाँ हाँ, हो रहा है बस। अरे ये नान भी खा गया, मक्खन मार देते हैं। मैं तो भाई ऐसी गाड़ी नहीं, पूरी ठेला चला देता हूँ। वाह वाह।
Hello, everyone. How's it going out there in the verse that is YouTube and Rumble and X? And hello, everyone out there. Hopefully, this show will not be a truck wreck, just like that video. So, but it just goes to show you, if you happen to be in Canada, that's how safe the roads are. So, not only is it winter up here and it's snowing, but we just love the diverse drivers that we have in this country. It's so amazing. It's so chill. Everyone loves it. Yeah, there we go. So I hope everyone is doing good out there. I hope everybody enjoyed the movie yesterday of the 100% Lost classic 1922 Sherlock Holmes. You know what, Vince? How'd you think of it? I know Vince would love a very good Sherlock Holmes movie. So I actually hope he enjoyed it. So first of all, I want to say hello to everybody out there, like our bear of legend, Snorterpoopus Cuber, who says, "Hello, humans and other critters," and hello to you, Snorterpoopus Cuber. And we got everybody's favorite wrench on multiple channels, Vince Momack. So hello to you, Vince Womack, and reminds you guys, yeah, you know what? I'm still gonna have to check out the website and find out what's going on. So yeah, if you're watching on Rumble or on X, there you go. That's where you want to go to. Or if you happen to be on Rumble and on X and you want to go to Rumble, wait, I think I mixed that up. Then you want to go over to Rumble and find me there. So the Comic Relief Crusader. And if you're on the YouTubes and and on Rumble and you want to find me on X, that's where you want to find me. So there you go. Who else do we got here? We got, let's see. We got, I want to get this right. Slayer Lord J. Hello to you and good morning. 3 a.m. here. I'm awake and excited. Wow, dude. Where in the jeepers? That's early. I thank you for not going to bed. So, my God. No, not the curry. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. That was totally 100% real. So, you know what? Hey, first of all, I'm going to be introducing this guy. Is it playing? It should be playing now.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
There we go. We got Al Nickerson. Hello with us. How's it going, dude?
Yes, it is I. It's going well. Living the life of a self-publishing comic book creator. So yeah, fun stuff. Yep.
So you know what? Okay, because Al is on this show, and obviously we love promoting Al and his book, Sword of Eden, because it's a fun read. It's a fun book. So, and if you haven't picked it up, then what are you doing? God, you should be picking this up like now. So there is a link that I put in the chat, and I'm putting it in the chat right now on Rumble and here on the YouTubes and stuff like that. I want you all to head over to his channel right now and reserve yourself a spot, because he's got a video that's going to be going up really soon in like 18 minutes, and we're gonna also, if you haven't gone over there, or if you haven't subscribe over there, and we're going to be sharing the video here. Not that I want to steal views, but I want you to go over there, right, and share it around, because he's got a Black Friday deal going on. And you know, and who doesn't want to save money? So tell us about it.
And also, the video it premieres in 7 minutes. So,
ooh,
yeah.
See,
see, I've never done a premiere before. I've never done any of my videos like this before, so this is all kind of new to me. And the video is only like a minute and change long. So, yeah, I want to do something for a lot of people do the Black Friday, Cyber Monday thing. So I figured I'd do some sort of sale during that time.
Right on. Oh, look at that. We got Gary over there from Pop Culture Minefield.
Yeah,
nice. We like Gary. Gary is good. Let's see. Okay, we got Vince, we got Snort, see, everybody's falling in. This is exciting. So yeah. So how about this? Yes, I want everybody to head over there. We'll have some fun. And share it on the channel, but I want everybody over there. So, because this is cool. I'm gonna be actually watching it. Okay. And hello, Commander Classified. How's it going, man? Great that you can join us today. Commander Classified, we're gonna share an event. That's what we're doing. So if you haven't made it here on time, there is a link and header to Al Nickerson's channel, and because he's got a premiere, he's got a Black Friday, Cyber Monday premiere. So before we do any of the drawing, it's not going to be a fantastically long show today, because there is going to be certain festivities happening on my end. So we'll make it a fun show still, but I'm not going to go super late. So to show some mercy to Vince Womack's arse, I will take pity on his gluteus maximus, and not be fantastically long. And on top of that, Slayer Lord J, who mentioned a few minutes ago that his time zone is like 3 a.m. So wherever that is, if you plan on staying up that long, I won't go that long for you. So, but yeah, we'll have a non-standard 5.5 hour show. So, and yeah, so how about that? Seeing how we got 4 minutes of the premiere, this is what we're gonna do. Al, plug your wares, plug what it's all about, and plug anything you want to plug.
Well, yeah. So for Black Friday through Cyber Monday, anyone who purchases the Sword of Eden graphic novel or any one of the 3 Sword of Eden graphic novels, they will get a free one as well. So you can purchase any one of those graphic novels. Let me know which other one you would like for free, and then I will include that in your order. But this is just going to last from next Friday through and including next Monday.
Yep,
that's the deal.
And that's the deal. So there you go.
That is the deal. Because I do have like a combo deal on eBay where people could buy all 3 books for $50, but that's going to end on Thursday. So the combo deal will end on Thursday, and then this Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale will begin next Friday.
There we go. So
I want
there,
and let me know which extra copy you would like.
That's right. So there you go. There is the link that is in the chat on eBay. So if you want to go ahead and get yourself a smoking deal,
yeah,
that's
the combo
the link that
deal
you want to get to.
Yeah, the combo deal, because some people just they don't have any of the books, so the combo deal would be good if they want all 3 books. The buy one get one free, like maybe some people haven't also read the Sword of Eden or have gotten one and just want to get the other 2. Yeah, so buy one get one free sounds like a good deal. That's at least what Google tells me. So we'll be doing that.
Nice. So you know what kind of friend would I be if I did not say anything in this chat? So let's see. Vince and Pop and Snorts. And who else is in here? Because I got to say hi to everybody. Oh, yes. And of course, there we go. So we got 2 minutes left until the premiere. And going to share. There you go. And Commander Classifieds. Yes. Just sub to Al's channel. Right on, man. And we got Pop Culture Republic. That showed up just in the nick of time. So hail Pop Culture Mechanic. How's it going, dude? We are sharing a little bit of a premiere. So Pop Culture, if you haven't, if you don't see the link, you know what? That's probably what I should do. Let me see here.
And the video is very Christmas.
There we go. So the pinned, if you want to check it out, Pop Culture Mechanic, I'll even include it in the chat a little bit. So because we got a minute to go, and 60 seconds ago, to the premiere of Al's video and his Black Friday sale. So we're gonna give the video a boost for everybody out there for his algorithm and yeah, help him make some sales on his comics. And you're getting a smoking deal on eBay. So you get to pick what kind of cover that you want. So here we go. It's going to begin shortly. So let's starting in a minute. And his here we go. Very Blade Runner-ish. Right on.
So that worked out fine.
That worked out fine. Totally fine.
Yeah, so beginning next Friday through the Monday after, yeah, go to theswordofeden.com, and there's also should be a link in the description on my post for this. Yeah, so you can buy the Sword of Eden graphic novels either on theswordofeden.com or my eBay store. The links are in the description. And during that time of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, yeah, if you buy a Sword of Eden graphic novel, you can get one for free. So just let me know when you order the books which one you would like for free. And what else? So yeah, and all books will be signed, and they will also include a limited edition signed in number print while supplies last.
There you go.
There you go.
So, you want to score yourself a deal? Want to read a good comic book? Then yeah, hit those links, and it's a pretty good deal. It's a really good deal for Black Friday. So, spend your money in a supportful, awesome way that won't get you trampled or probably shot in stores and
well, the thing
and encountering less violence.
Well, there's that. But also, like, yeah, if you're a reader of graphic novels and comics, there's a lot of garbage out there. Where they're just talking down to you and trying to indoctrinate people into a certain woke ideology. And the Sword of Eden graphic novel series is not that. And also, if you like books that have very strong Christian themes, that's what I'm doing with the Sword of Eden. Yeah, and if you have Christian family friends, or if you're a Christian yourself and you really want to, more Christian content than our entertainment, yeah, give the Sword of Eden a shot.
That's right. That's the way it goes. It is.
But
it really is honestly a fun read.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's also not a veggie tale, so it's not for very young readers. So it's probably for the target audiences like preteens to and including adults, but it's not for like really young readers. Yeah, it's not. It's certainly not veggie tales.
I miss Veggie Tales. I really do.
Well, I'm a grown man.
I also really enjoyed 3-2-1 Penguins. Like I really honestly did. Man, that was hilarious.
I don't know what the Penguins are. Was that a Christian cartoon?
Yeah, it was through VeggieTales. 3-2-1 Penguins.
Oh, no way. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it was great, man. It was really good. Still waiting on my copy of Snowflake and Save Space. Oh yeah, from New Warriors.
Wait, what? What is that? Is that a real thing?
Oh yeah, that what was it, a few years ago? I think about maybe 2-3 years ago. Marvel was going to put out a new Warriors comic, and a couple of the characters were called Snowflake and Save Space.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and there were two other characters, and they did this reveal live for everybody to see, and the reaction was just, oh dude, it was so funny. It was so funny. Everybody was like, this is absolute garbage, like 100% just garbage. Everybody just trashed it, and then they ended up shelving it really quick, and it never saw the light of day.
The majority of comic book readers in North America are male, and they want to see a masculine Superman or a masculine Batman or a feminine Wonder Woman. They don't want to see our characters turned into gay characters.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they're Marvel and DC, they're more interested in pushing an agenda as opposed to like telling fun stories with fun characters that we grew up on. But also, I feel bad for like younger readers, right? Because like, what are they gonna read? They're not, insane.
Oh yeah, you're right. See, Pop Culture Mechanic says, yeah, the internet never laughed so hard at it.
That is so insane.
It is true. It is so true.
I do know what young readers want to read. Like they're reading stuff that's being published by Scholastic. They're reading manga. So that's the stuff that they're reading. And that's where they're gravitating to. And they're watching stuff online for free. animation, web comics, and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't think many of them are reading, books that are being published by Marvel or DC.
Nope, not really. So, okay. So what are we going to be drawing today? Okay, this is where we're going to be drawing today. So don't laugh at it, or at least try not to laugh at it. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try to do something like, like falling from the sky, because last week, what was it when I mentioned, when I put up page 4, and then Al was mentioning, I believe, something about the clouds, like how I did the clouds, and we were talking about like the splatters of like how you did the trees and stuff like that, like on your page and stuff like that. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try to do something different. And Commander Classified, okay, boys, I gotta get to work now. I will leave the stream running. Take care of all your safety manders, and God bless. Well, God bless you too, man. So, and thanks for leaving the stream running. So, hey, leave a like, and yeah, just catch it on the rewind, man. So I appreciate you, dude. So Vince Womack, superheroes are typically exaggerated expressions of the male and female form, and we like it that way. Yeah, no, it's true.
Sure.
So, yeah, so anyway, so keeping with the theme of what I want to do, looking up cryptids and stuff like that, there is a cryptid being called Kongamato. Okay, so if you've never heard of this guy or this
I haven't.
Cryptid, yeah, see, that's why I'm doing all this kind of research. It's the Kongamato. It's described as a large reddish creature with leathery wings devoid of feathers. Basically, it's like a pterosaur, right? And apparently it lives somewhere in Zambia in Africa, or like in the Congo or Angola. So, and apparently Kongamato means the overwhelmer of boats. So apparently it goes out and attacks boats. And it's basically described as a pterosaur of sorts. So I got a little bit of and I love doing this because I love drawing dinosaurs. And especially when I was a kid, I love doing this kind of stuff. So this is like awesome. So Commander, you know what? Hey, have a good day at work. Stay safe, and yeah, come back to us alive. So I want to put that out there. And God bless you too. Seriously, really. So anyway, yeah. So I wanted to do this kind of thing because there have been talks of prehistoric animals alive in Africa, in the deepest reaches of Africa, in certain places. So so this just happens to be one of them. So Kongamato. You got other talk of Mokolo Membe, which some say is a brontosaurus that's in the deep swamps of the Congo. I think they describe another animal that looks like not a T-Rex, a Triceratops, that's also somewhere in there. So, and there have been like several expeditions. So, okay. Oh no, wait, I misread that. Okay, so Slayer Lord J, take care, Commander. Yes. So, for some odd reason, I thought you were taking off too. So I figured, okay, I'm going to be doing a type of scene falling from the sky, kind of getting attacked from this cryptid that is Kongamato. So kind of like did already, like skeleton kind of thing, and I just kind of like wanted to draw it last night and kind of figuring it out, and because I don't want to spend all day doing this kind of thing, because today is a special day for somebody, and going to be doing some stuff. So we're going to be doing a little bit of inking while we're talking about all kinds of stuff. And hopefully, if we're lucky, we might even get Rancor Steve on the channel. I'm dropping in and saying hi. So
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I wonder if he's still in his spaceship.
I think so. Maybe he is. So let's see. Vince Womack, pterodactyl, yeah. And he says, ignore that. I always had pterosaurs was just the wrong name. Nope. Legit. Yes. So it's fun. It's it's like you think all these kind of weird things are just going on in the world, and I'm not saying that these animals are really a thing. More than likely they probably are, because for some odd reason I'm just thinking I don't see why a certain people or even a certain tribe in Africa would even be bothering to lie about such a fantastical thing. So there, I kind of wanted to correct that. So I think it takes some looking into. The Earth is still actually pretty big, not as small as a lot of people probably actually want you to believe. And I still think that there are just some really weird, wacky stuff hiding out there. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are that I think it's more likely that there are animals in the ocean, in deep ocean, where we have no clue of who they are or what they are. So I think it's more likely that, because we haven't really explored our oceans as well as we've actually explored outer space. So I think it's very likely that there's a lot of species in the ocean which we have no clue that they actually exist. I think that's probably likely.
Oh yeah, like giant squids, for example. I mean, we knew that they existed because they'd wash up on shore, but they were still kind of in that mythical kind of range, I suppose, because we never seen one like live. But until a few years ago when they were actually caught on camera. So, and hey, Gap, what's up, dude? Nice that you can join on in the chat. So hello to you. Gap, you just missed Al's premiere, but you can head over to his channel, and he's got a Black Friday Cyber Monday deal going on for his comics. So if you want to go ahead, and Jason, what's up, dude?
Jason,
nice to see you, man. I think I think I sent you a link. So if you want to come on, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to come on. And Snort, why can't you hear a pterodactyl taking a whiz? Because the P is silent. Especially if you're high above, you can never hear them leak. So, and Jason, thanks, man. Jason became a member at the level ease it in slowly. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate you, man. And Jason, seeing how you became a member at the ease it in slowly. This one, let's see. This one's for you. This one. Jason, that one's for you, my man. So thank you for becoming a member. So may you enjoy all the stuff that happens. So, and yeah, Slayer Lord J, thanks, man, appreciate it. So that's what's going to be going on later on today. So Sweet 16, there you go. So, and Jason, at cinema, so can't join yet. Ooh. Hey, I thought you're supposed to have like your phone off when you're at the movies.
What's he going to see?
Yeah, what are you going to see, Jay? I'm wondering. Let's see. Vincent, fitting since it's Swedish fermented fish. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Oh, you're gonna pay for that one, Vince. He's gonna get so even with you somehow. Oh my god. He's not Swedish, so just remember that. you have enraged the Viking within him. So yeah, no, there are so many things hiding, especially in the ocean. As somebody that's that enjoys sailing, I'm just gonna say this. I get creeped out. Like, I know how to sail. I've taken sailing lessons. I do have certain certifications at certain levels that I got like years ago. But I still get creeped out going on the ocean. It's especially in murky water. Especially in the North Atlantic, because in the North Atlantic, it's not clear and blue like, say, the further south you go to, like the Caribbean and stuff like that, right? It's greenish because of all the algae, the plankton that's all in the water and stuff like that, and it makes the water very murky because you got the ocean current coming all the way down from the Arctic, because it kind of does a U-turn when it comes up from the equator, up along the coast of France and England, and then then it kind of does a big giant U-turn when it gets to the North Sea to Iceland and Greenland, and then it comes on down, right? So it brings up a lot of sediment. And whenever I'm in that water, I just if I happen to be underwater, I get creeped out. I end up feeling claustrophobic because it's like you never know what's in there. You never know what's down there. And I hate that. It creeps me out. Let's see. Jason says, so drawing huge circles, just circles under your eyes. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, wait, Sci-Fi Sedan. Oh, dude. Hey, how's it? I for a second I thought it was Jason commenting. How's it going, man? Great that you can join in. Hail to you, dude. So nice to see you, man. And we got DJ Play Nice. Salute to Comic Relief Crusader. Thanks for hosting. Hey, all good, man. So earlier today, I believe I still have it pinned. Yes, I do. I got something pinned up top. It's Al's video, and right here, Al Nickerson's video. So if you want to go ahead and check out his video, He's got a Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal going on. So if you want to get yourself a couple of awesome comics, head on over and get yourself some issues, and you get to pick whatever cover you want. And I'll let Al explain that bit for all you newcomers.
Yeah. So, well, currently on eBay, I have a combo deal where everybody has the opportunity to buy all 3 versions of the Sword of Eden graphic novels for $50. So that's like a $15 savings, but that's going to come down on Thanksgiving. So what I wanted to do for Black Friday through and including Cyber Monday is a buy one, get one free sale. So that'll begin next Friday through the weekend and including Monday. So that's what the video is about. It's this Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. So in that sale, what will happen is, yes, basically a buy one, get one free. If you purchase any of the graphic novels at theswordofeden.com or on eBay, you can let me know which other graphic novel that you would like for free. And I'll include the extra one in your order. Just, leave a note when purchasing the Sword of Eden graphic novels at that time. And yeah, they'll be signed, and I will include a limited edition signed and numbered print. Because I've never done anything for Black Friday or Cyber Monday before, and I figured, why not? So I went on Google and I asked Google, what kind of sales do people really like best? And it seems like they like the buy one, get one free better than, any other type of sale. So
Right.
That's what I decided to do.
Nice.
Yeah. So some of the stuff might end up being sold out. So we'll see how that all works.
There you go. And hey, Jack Lubin. What's up, dude? Great. You just dropped him right in the perfect time. So yeah, if you want, we premiered his video right here on his channel, and everybody was just really nice enough to go and some of you, you even subscribed to his channel. So thank you very much for doing that for Al. So yeah, obviously he really appreciates it because being an independent publisher, it can be really hard to get your name out and sell yourself. So yeah, thanks guys for doing that, because we don't how should I put it? It's not like we're trying to get you to I gotta word this right because it's gonna sound all wrong coming out. It's not like we're trying to what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like we're trying to only support certain people, right? It's not like we're a cabal of YouTubers and saying, only support these people or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just basically supporting everyone, because it is, in this day and age, it's really hard to if you got a business, to support yourself, and when you got really good content, trying to just get your name out there, because especially when you're small. I mean, like when I started out, like most of you guys kind of know my story. I had the channel, I did nothing with it, and I've always debated about going online, and then my wife was like, well, why don't you just talk about this and this and this? So instead of anything political, I just decided to do the nerd thing and talk about that, and it takes time, but if I can help somebody, give them a little bit of a boost in any way possible, then yeah, I'm going to help somebody going to help somebody get their name out, basically, if I like what they put out, and I like what Al puts out. So, and it's a positive message, and I like to keep things fun, as many of you guys know. So and It's not the wokey trash stuff bashing you over the head with, the message. So yeah, check out the stuff. It's good stuff. He's got good stuff. I like reading it.
I think because there is an audience out there, and I hear from my readers. They send me photos, messages, and it's all quite wonderful. Yeah. So mostly Christian readers, which is nice. The thing that I became aware of a couple of weeks ago, and I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was last week, where in talking with a Christian bookstore distributor, they were just telling me that the Sword of Eden graphic novel is very unique in regards to the Christian book market, because there are some Christian graphic novels and comics and stuff, but the thing with the Sword of Eden, it's a work of fiction. It's like superhero fiction. So they haven't really seen something like that before.
Right.
But yeah, the readers that get back to me, they're fans of superhero comics and graphic novels, and they want to read something that has strong Christian themes in it, and read something where they're not going to be feel like they're going to compromise any Christian principles or feel like they're being insulted in any way.
That's right, and that's why this kind of stuff works. It's because again, it's not bashing you over the head. It's kept very positive, the way it should be, and it's, for lack of a better description, it's just good, clean fun.
It is, and different readers say different sorts of things, and I don't think I've gotten any sort of negative feedback from anyone, but there is that balance, as because I do think we need more Christian content and entertainment. So it's mostly, and I think sequential art, comics, and graphic novels, which is a powerful literary and a powerful art form, should say something that's important. And I think all comics and graphic novels should say something important. I don't think, our entertainment should just be, very shallow stuff. I think it's good to show, life lessons, and share something important like the gospel. So, so that's what I'm doing, and it makes me happy. And I like the business side of comics, and I've been working in comics since 1994, and doing something like this, it makes me very happy.
Jack Lubin, let's see, comic, a bit crippled and needing surgery, to be brutally honest. Dude, what happened? Are you okay? Oh my Lord. CRC's Canadian and technically already did Thanksgiving. Yeah, we did. So like last month.
Do you have a time machine?
Well, considering how we might be part of the States anyway, maybe we'll just have 2 Thanksgivings. How about that?
That'll be great. Welcome
there
aboard.
We go.
Where's Tom when I need him?
I know, right? I sent him a link.
All right.
Tom, if you happen to be watching, I sent you a link. I want you on, dude. I know. God, I hope your eye is getting better. I really honestly do. And you're not alone. Come on on. And even if you happen to be lurking and not saying anything, I know you're out there, Tom.
We like Tom. I like Tom. I like talking to Tom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's see. Vince, I think over here we have a harvest festival around the same time as the Canadians. No idea why Americans do theirs in November. Oh, that's easy. I can tell you why.
I can tell you why.
Would you rather? Okay, let's put it this way. I'll do the Canadian reason why. You do the American reason why. Okay.
Sure.
So the reason why up here in Canadistan, why we have it in October, is because obviously seeing how we're more north, and the snow flies, sooner, we get Thanksgiving done and over with in October. And because it gets colder sooner up here, the harvest has to go in a lot quicker than it does down in the States. So take it away, Al.
Well, see, I live in America. Well, actually, I live in the socialist state of New York, and I would love to live in America again. But so in America, we celebrate Thanksgiving and honor the pilgrims who arrived to these shores around November 11th of 1620. And then we give thanks to God for all the blessings he's poured out in our lives and all the blessings he's poured out on our nation. And yeah, so well, we should remember the Pilgrims. You know, if you really don't know anything about the Pilgrims, I would recommend getting a DVD. It's called Monumental by Kirk Cameron, and he did a documentary on the Pilgrims. And he went to England, and then he followed the trail of the Pilgrims, and it's wonderful. And the Pilgrims went
Really?
through a lot. And yeah, if you can check out Monumental, it came out, I don't know how many years ago, 8 years ago maybe,
Wow.
by Kirk Cameron. It's actually quite wonderful, entertaining, and educational.
Huh. I'll have to check that out.
So
I didn't know.
in Canada, when you guys celebrate Thanksgiving, is there any thought given to the Pilgrims?
You know what? No, not really. I mean, because we well, at least when I was in school, we learned the American side of it, at least, you know, because when the Pilgrims landed in Plymouth Rock, you know, the whole story, the whole spiel, and you know, it was going to be a harsh winter, and then the natives came and they shared their bounty with the Pilgrims, and so, you know, they gave thanks to God for being saved, you know, from what could be a very harsh kind of winter where a lot of people could have died, and thankful to the Indians that they, you know, made friends with them and shared their bounty, and you know, essentially kind of got along. So,
Well, they did.
at least that's what we were told.
Well, no, well, it's pretty accurate. I think that the Pilgrims, you know, so the Mayflower stayed off the coast for several months, and it was getting colder. It was becoming winter. So part of the story is that the Pilgrims, they didn't want to stay on the boat during that time, so they actually stayed on land, and they had no shelter. And there are stories of Pilgrim women during very cold nights where they would just lie on top of their children so the children didn't freeze to death, and then they did. And a lot of this, a lot that we know about the Pilgrims comes from Bradford. I can't remember his first name, but he was like the first governor of Plymouth, and you know, he kept a journal. And we know a lot about the Pilgrims. You know, there weren't any real problems with the American Indians, except for a little bit in the beginning when they first got off the Mayflower, and
Right.
the Pilgrims found these mounds on land, and they didn't know what it was, and it was actually where the Native Americans were storing some of their food, but they had no idea what it was. So they were looking at this stuff, and then a couple of Indians came out and shot a couple of bows and arrows at the Pilgrims, and then the Pilgrims returned fire with their muskets, but nobody was injured. But after that, yeah, they got along quite well. Actually, Bradford actually wrote how there was a member of the Pilgrims who actually committed some sort of crime against the Indians, where the penalty was capital punishment, and they actually had to kill a Pilgrim because, and I can't remember, I don't know if it's even documented exactly what the crime was, but yeah, this guy committed some sort of crime against the Indians. He was found guilty by the Pilgrims, and yeah, he was put to death.
Wow.
There's
So
a whole
even
lot of,
then there was justice.
yeah, well, yes, and the first generation Pilgrims got along well with the Indians, and yeah, so that's fine. So you can't. I actually, so I knew somebody in comics, and he's a huge communist, and I stopped communicating with him because one year on Facebook I promoted something about the Mayflower Compact, which was a document that the Pilgrims signed prior to starting their colony when they were still on the Mayflower. And it's very Christian. It's very simple. I think it's only like 1 or 2 paragraphs. It's very brief, but getting a lot of praise to God and thankfulness towards God. But I had a friend, yeah, he was a huge communist, and he got a little snarky on Facebook concerning my post about the Pilgrims, and he said that the only reason that the Pilgrims came to North America was to spread smallpox.
Oh God!
And
yes, that's the only reason why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, they had no idea, and even if that even ended up being the case, no one knew anything about that sort of stuff. And it was also a guy who I knew for years, and I did work with him, and I was a huge fan of his comic. and he's also a fellow Canadian.
Huh.
Well, not fellow to me, but to somebody else.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's a shame, So
It is. Yes, because they've only traveled like, I don't know, let's say 3,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean, risking death and scurvy and all that just to bring smallpox to the New World. Like,
well, they
come on,
were
man.
like, because they were persecuted by the Church of England, and they were
Yes.
persecuted by the King of England. So initially they
Yep.
went to Holland, and they stayed in Holland for 2 years because they wanted to worship God the way they wanted to worship God in a more biblical fashion. So they went to Holland, they stayed there for 2 years, but they couldn't really get a lot of work because there was the language barrier and it was really difficult. So they came back to England. They got a land patent for Virginia, and they actually had two different ships. It was the Mayflower and the Speedwell, I think was the name of it. And the Speedwell, when they launched, it began to sink. So they went back to England. They realized that, they could only take the Mayflower. And then when they went on the Mayflower, not everybody could go with them. So some people actually left their children behind,
Wow.
and then, went off to North America. But the real intention was to land in Virginia, where they had a land patent, but they ended up, farther north, where it is now, Massachusetts.
Pretty cool story. Somebody should
Yeah,
get a real story
they got
like
rid
that.
of. They lost everything. They lost all
Wow.
their property, whatever money they had, just to come over here. And the
Dang.
men, the first time they tried to leave England, all the men were arrested, and I don't know how long they were in jail for, months maybe, before they were reunited with their wives again and the rest of their families. So they were treated quite poorly. So I am very thankful for them.
Vince, well, my comic, same here. We just had a bit of snow storm coating of the land. Wow. Yeah. We did, let me think here. We did last week, Monday. We had a little bit of dumping of snow, and then it just, throughout the week, it just kind of like petered off. It just warmed up. We had a Chinook like a few days ago, and the snow melted, which is great. I love Chinooks whenever that happens around here. It's great. It's just fantastically warm air, and it just goes from like 0 to like +10, and everything just melts away. I love it.
Very warm.
Oh yeah, and that's how dramatic it changes here. Well, okay, so basically from like 32 to 45 in Fahrenheit, it's just like a dramatic change in temperature. It's great. It's fantastic. It feels spring-like. Jack Lumen. So comic, I have another spinal disc wearing out. The bone spurs are pinching my left arm, all nerve. Oh man.
That's got to be painful.
Ooh, dude. Dang. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Crap. So are they going to do like an operation? Is there anything that they can do for that kind of thing? Because when it comes to medical stuff, I don't want to say I'm pretty stupid, but like, I don't know if there's something medically they can do for that kind of thing. That just sounds, damn, that sounds painful, man. It's, yeah, ouch. Let's see. Did I mention Walmart? But yeah, cheaply made stuff in the Pacific Rim, starting with Japan, then ROC, so Taiwan, China, blah 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 blah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, let me know. You know what? Okay, hey, I'm gonna do this. Okay, so dear Lord Jesus, thank you for today, and everything that you provided for us, and with Thanksgiving coming up for my cohorts down in the United States, and Jesus, I want to pray for everybody that's in the chat and thank them for being here today. Taking part of all the fun and stuff like that. But hey, I want to pray for Jack Lumen and what's going on with his spinal disc, and his bone, and that's pinching his nerve, his left arm nerve, and Lord, I don't know if Jack Lumen believes. I'm not going to presume that he doesn't or that he does, but I'm going to pray for him right now, and I'm just going to say that. Help him find a way to heal heal this nerve and to get it taken care of, or you just provide some sort of supernatural miracle and heal it for him, and that he doesn't go through this kind of pain anymore, and bind it up and take it out of him, and I just pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
That's all I can do. So Jack, I want you to be better. So I want all of you to be better. So I know this is going to sound a little presumptuous of me, but I don't want to lose anyone. So that's just the way I'm going to say it. So, and you know what? And I've never done that before. I never really just prayed for anyone live like that, and I'm not doing it just to be like, ooh, hey, look at me, I'm just so special doing this for you, like a televangelist. No, I just, I don't know, I just kind of felt led to just want to do it, man. So because I want you to be better, and I don't want you to be in pain, and so we're just gonna believe that something like that happens. So, but as for that Thanksgiving story, no, I don't. Somebody should put out a comic about that. Like literally, somebody should put out a comic of like of that, and of the actual events that took place, the actual, like, letters and transcripts and stuff like that, and put out a book about that, because that sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, William Bradford, he chronicled everything.
Wait a minute. Did I lose you, or something froze? Is everybody still there, or did I just freeze? Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to check something here. Okay, can anybody hear me? Okay, wait, no, I heard a click. Is anyone still there? Oh wait, no, I lost Al. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so Vince Womack, we are currently at -4. Oh, dude, that's cold. See, to me already that feels cold. Crap. Wait a minute. What is okay? I'll just wait for Al to come back. Hopefully everybody can still hear me. 1 second here. If anybody can hear me, let me. Okay, yes, we can hear you. Okay, cool. Right now in Carstairs, we are at +1. So, okay. So I guess a little bit of an internet hiccup. Okay, Jack Lumen comic. Take the disc out and fuse the vertebrae. Done it before. L5S1 for sciatica. It's gnarly, and I'm a believer, so pray away. Okay, dude. Well, awesome. Good to know. No, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pray about it, because that's what we should do. Slayer Lord J. Okay, there we go. We got Al back. Sweet.
I'm so sorry about that. My
No, it's all good.
My internet provider is Frontier Communications, and they are terrible.
Ooh, I'm so sorry, man.
Oh,
I
it's
know
awful.
how bad Frontier is.
Oh, they're just awful.
If we heard about them up in Canada, it's bad.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So there
Yeah.
are a couple of documentaries. I mentioned the Monumental, and also Drive Through History by I think Dave Slots. But yeah, he did several seasons, and one was about the founding of the United States, and it starts off about the programs. So I would check those out. But there is a Christian publishing company in Florida, Kingstone Comics or Kingstone Media. And I know they've done historical comic books. They're a Christian book publisher. I don't know if they did the Pilgrims or not. But yeah.
Somebody should.
Yeah,
Slayer J. Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing it for because it reminds me of a verse in the Bible. And I know I'm going to butcher it right now, but essentially in a nutshell, I'm not praying for show. You know what I mean? I'm just praying it because it needs to be done. I feel it needs to be done, and you should. And I'm not gonna. I hate saying it this way. I'm not gonna hide my light under a bushel. I'm just gonna do it out in the open because we should. I should pray for my brother, and if you're in pain, then yeah, I'm gonna pray for you, dude. So, let's see. Jacqueline Minoso says, yeah, Last Fusion took a year and a half to heal up, but about 10 years to honestly completely recover. Wow. Oh man, that's a long time. Dang nabbit. So, and Vince Womack, stop flouting your tropical +1. Oh my god!
And we still don't know where Vince lives, other than on the continent of Europe.
Yes, on the continent of Europe.
Europa?
So because he said he's currently at -4, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. So I will flop my +1 as much as humanly possible. So. And Jack, Frontier Communications is still around.
It's so awful.
Yeah,
absolutely awful.
Oh my gosh. No, because I remember the only reason why I know Frontier Communications is because ages ago, when I lived in New Brunswick, what was it? I was doing a lot of telemarketing. Because it seems like while you're living in New Brunswick, there are a lot of jobs working in call centers and stuff like that. And one of the contracts that this particular outfit had was for Frontier Communications, and obviously selling phone and internet. And in this particular case, it was internet. So. And so some people signed up for it, and others were like, there's no way in hell you're going to get me signed up for Frontier Communications. They are a crap shit company. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. They don't sound very happy. So and that's the only reason why I know how bad of a company they are, because a lot of people were just not liking them. So you have my pity.
Thank you. In the beginning of the stream, you had mentioned Sherlock.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yesterday we had Sherlock Holmes, or in the UK it's under the title Moriarty, from 1922, and it was I got basically everything in the description. So it was kind of found in the 70s. It was lost for decades, refound by a guy named Eastman in the 70s, and then there were a few snippets of the film missing. and which they didn't find until later in the 2000s, and so they put that in there for more complete film. But apparently there are still a few little missing scenes here and there. But silent film, good film, and that's what we watched yesterday. And Slayer Lord J is letting us know it's around 22 degrees Celsius here in Singapore. Damn you.
So what is that in Fahrenheit?
Extremely nice and warm.
Oh, okay. Because it sounds kind of cold. 27 degrees. It's still below freezing.
27 degrees Celsius is how much Fahrenheit? As I'm asking Siri. Oh wow.
60 degrees.
80
Really?
80.6 Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Singapore. Yeah, they're not getting any snow.
Slayer Lord J. First of all, I had no idea you're in Singapore. Second of all, I am so jealous. Me and Vince are just so jealous. So
Well, that's because you live in Canada.
well, yeah, man. I want to live in Singapore now. I honestly do. If it's that temperature, I want to live in Singapore. Man, I was just joking yesterday about like Brazil. So, because it's like, hey, let's face it, it's summer all the time in Brazil. So, but if I had to still live in the northern hemisphere, then yeah, I want Singapore now. Damn.
Well, I mean,
I'm jealous.
That's one of the many wonderful things about the U.S. is that it's physically a large country, and there's many different temperaments. For me, if I drive, 13 miles south, 13 hours south, around Tennessee or so, yeah, they rarely get any snow.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm in New York, so.
Yeah, because that's a weird thing. It's like you're watching these shows, and like say, I don't know, like just gonna pull one out there, like Bigfoot Hunter or whatever, and you're seeing these guys like with like their hunting gear on, and it's like October, November, or something like that. There's like, maybe a little bit of fog or something like that in the distance, and they're, oh man, it's chilly out here today. It's like, what are you talking about? There's like absolutely no snow.
Well, I think
it's like, well, gee, I can't believe it's like, X amount Fahrenheit or something like that. It's like, dude, really? Try living up here. Where in February we get like minus 35. And if you convert that to Fahrenheit, it's like minus 35. So because when it gets that cold, it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah. So don't tell me that it's cold there in Louisiana or like West Virginia or whatever. You try up here. It's like, and I will show you cold. So Slayer Lord J says we don't get any seasons here, so it's around this temperature all year round. Wow. Dude, I love your country now. So we actually complain that it gets too hot. Okay, I do believe that. I do 100% believe that. Vince Womack, sadly, it's from 1935, or I would suggest the movie I have lined up to watch next, The Raven with Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff. Ooh, I think so. Okay, because I'm going to tell you right now, Vince. Right now, I'm lining up the Christmas videos for Saturday movie matinee. So right now, I'm going to be. Actually, I had to pause it. The download for Miracle on 34th Street, but it's the 1955 version, not the more popular 64 version, I think, because that's public domain. And just to let you guys know, because all of you guys are here right now, I'm going to be doing Santa versus the Martians because, yeah, why not?
Sounds very Christmassy.
It does. And, and I have to keep it like at least comic Relief Crusader kind of fun. So I have to do that. Don't you like close to 40 degrees in the summer? And yes, it's unbearable, he says. Man. Here, okay, I'm gonna tell you. Here in the summer, it'll get 30 plus, and that's when things get dicey here. But then again, I'm guessing that Singapore, it's a very humid heat, where in here in Alberta, it's a very dry heat, obviously, because we're not by the water, and we're not gifted with that kind of heat, unfortunately. So in the summertime, oh yeah, does it get hot? Oof. And as for me, I end up cramping up sometimes in the heat. I know I'm supposed to drink plenty of water, but sometimes that does not happen. But I'm just wondering if I'd be able to survive that kind of heat, because that feels very hot to me.
So the reason why I asked about the Sherlock thing is because
oh yeah, that's right.
I think like in the late 80s, somebody had given me a copy of the complete works of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle.
Right.
Illustrated work. So it's all so it's all the Sherlock Holmes stories that were published in, I think, the Strand. Is it Strand?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but with all the original illustrations. So yeah, it's actually, and I fell in love with it. So, but I know, like, when was this? Like the early 2000s, there was that TV show Sherlock on PBS.
Yes. With what was his name?
Cumberbatch?
Jeremy's that one. Okay. You're talking about that one. With Cumberbatch. Yeah.
Because it's a contemporary version of Sherlock. So I had to get past that. And then once I did, I just fell in love with that show. I thought it was fantastic.
It is a pretty good show.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I got no complaints about it whatsoever.
And then they both got too famous, and now it's I think they'll ever come back to that again.
Yeah. They would continue with it because it was pretty good. I liked it.
It was great. Yeah. I should probably rewatch it. I used to rewatch it all the time whenever I had cable, but yeah.
It's kind of like the one show that I didn't find repulsive from England at that time. So
I never got into the British stuff, even like, because I've had friends who were huge Doctor Who fans.
Right.
I just couldn't get into it. There was one season with David, what's his face? Tennant. And some of those episodes were really good, and I never got into Monty Python. I never got into the British TV.
Yeah. Sorry about that. No, I'd like it. They all got too big for their britches.
And I think so. Maybe because they just got with the whole Marvel universe and the Hobbit and all this sort of stuff. So
yeah. Okay, so let's see. Done those things on there. That actually looks pretty good. The whole falling from the sky kind of thing. Actually, I should have included guns. Dang.
And clothes.
And clothes. I kind of wanted to do the clothes over that. It's just me. For some odd reason, I don't know why. It's like I'll do it just like the body itself. And yes, obviously clothes, but it's like I get into this this mind state of from there dressing the figure, because I don't know, for some odd reason I kind of like related to getting dressed myself, what kind of clothes I'm going to put on like for the day. And I don't know what it is. I just want to, I just do it that way. I just do the figure and then I'd like dress it up, like putting the clothes on separately. It's really weird.
Sure. Well, no, I mean, because I just draw shapes and then I draw the figure, then I put the clothing on top.
Yeah. And
Which
no, go ahead.
Well, I was going to mention that. Do you remember Gene Colan? He was a comic book artist for like Marvel and DC. He had a long run on Daredevil and then Howard the Duck and Tomb with Dracula. So he was one of my teachers when I was in college.
Oh, okay.
And he had given, so we had to draw the figure. So what he did was he gave us a Xerox copy, and it was just like a row of photos of one person just running. So we were supposed to draw all those figures.
I know which one you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. So, but they had clothes on. So
yeah.
I just started drawing the figures, but I didn't put the clothes on them because I was doing how I draw now. I just draw the human form and then I put the clothes on after. So I'm drawing these figures, and they look like they're naked. And Gene comes over and he's like, "Why are you drawing naked people?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know." So, but yeah, so he really wanted an emphasis on drapery and how clothes fit on people. So I still think I left them clothes.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who did that, because when I was let me think, when I was taking a course, like I was following this course on YouTube about Bridgman, studying Bridgman, and he was talking about this this guy that did frame photography. I think it was around the 1900s, where he would do like one of the guys running.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of who the photographer was, because it's there. I know who it is, and I'm trying to look it up actually as we're talking about it right now. Because he had like a whole bunch of reference copies. Edward J. Mybridge from 1887. That's what it was. Yes. So, yeah, if you want to do really in-depth studies, he did sequence photography. That's what I was looking for. Edward J. Mybridge, and they're fantastic studies, and that's kind of the stuff that that I would look at. So that's wait a minute here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so if you ever want to do a study and stuff like that, because he would do all that kind of stuff, dude naked. But it's for art, right? So that's when he did these photography, photo things from. So Vincent. Yeah, dressed like that, it looks like Major, from Ghost in the Shell when she dived off with that cloak suit on. Yeah, you know what? It kind of does. I never thought about it that way. Yeah, right? You're right. Actually, I'm just seeing that right now. Here, I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about, because everybody has seen this, these photos. This is what I'm talking about. This kind of stuff like this. So, and this is this guy. So Edward J. Mybridge back in 1887. So he did these, and he did a whole bunch of reference photos. Guys shoveling dirt, guys running, guys jumping over stuff. And this was all for art. And because he was like new at photography and stuff like that, and he wanted to document all of this kind of stuff. And you can find them in books everywhere. And I'm guessing that maybe, Al, this is kind of the stuff that you were looking at, like, roughly.
That was very similar. So what they would do here is like they would set up several different cameras, photograph cameras, and then as the person's running, the cameras would actually take that image. Very similar thing, but in the case of the handout that Gene Colan gave us, the people had clothes on.
Didn't he do that with Horse in Full Gallop? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was the same guy that did that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's great if you really want to study. If you want to do some doodles and study movement, especially if you want to do like animation, then this is the kind of stuff that you want to study, because this is like, from real life, and it'll just make you better and better in the end. So this is the kind of stuff that was brought up during that Bridgman study. So the stuff by Edward Maybridge, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen this kind of stuff before, and it's great stuff. Great stuff. So
I never really, because while you were talking, and because you mentioned George Bridgman, his work
Right.
is gorgeous. I never knew a whole lot about him, but I
Right.
knew he taught in New York City. He taught at the Art Students League. He died. When did he die? 43, I think, something like
I
that.
think so. Canadian.
Yeah, it's like Canadian, and I think he had dual citizenship.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, let me just check this out real quick. The reason why, the first time I ever heard of this guy, and I was just looking at some of his artwork, and it was just gorgeous. Yeah, so he died in 43. Yeah, and he taught at the Art Students League. The only reason why I sort of mentioned it, because it always comes back to the same guy. So Will Eisner was one of his students when Will was younger.
Oh, really?
And he went to Will when Will was going to the Art Students League in New York.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so let's see. So Bridgman taught there. That can't be right. Oh, yeah, it is right. From 1898 until 1900, and then again at 1903 until 1943.
Wow.
He's a lot older than I thought, Bridgman, but I guess that sort of makes sense.
Huh.
So what were you watching about Bridgman or looking at studies of his work?
Well, what was it? Last year, when I was doing lessons with Hungry Boy, he had mentioned, if because what I ended up getting, I got this book. What was it called again? Because I'd seen the book mentioned a few times, about learning about anatomy, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Gray's Anatomy. The actual book, right? And so I managed to find a copy of that on Amazon. So I got a book of Gray's Anatomy, and I was kind of like flipping through it, and kind of looking through it. It's like, well, there could have been like kind of like more pictures that I would find kind of useful of some sort. So I follow what's his name? God, I was gonna say Gene Colan, because now I got Gene Colan on the brain, but it's not Gene Colan.
Mm-hmm.
The dude with the hair, the fantastic hair.
Bob Ross?
No, not Bob Ross. Dang, I'm trying to remember his name. I mentioned him because he was at the San Diego Comic-Con in the 70s, and he was speaking up for Jack Kirby at the time. Steranko.
Oh, yeah, Jim Steranko.
Jim Steranko. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's on X. Actually, he hasn't been on X in a while.
Yeah, he's getting old.
He is getting old, but damn, he still has all his hair. And
that's what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess so. I mean, he's always been sort of a very straightforward, charismatic kind of nice guy. That's he's a straight shooter.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dapper, very dapper.
Total patriot. Oh, he is. He is. And so usually on a Sunday, he'll say, oh, hey, you people, get ready for another what did he call them? TNT night, where everybody can hey, take part in a kind of a conversation on X with him. And hey, if you got any questions or anything like that, then you could go and ask Jim Steranko.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
you told me about that.
Yeah, and so So I asked him, what is a good way to really study anatomy? And I said, well, I'm looking at Gray's Anatomy. Somebody has suggested, buying the book Gray's Anatomy, and and looking at that and studying that. And he had said, well, Gray's Anatomy is a pretty good book if you do kind of want to study anatomy, but he said some of the pictures are kind of very outdated for its time because it came out originally like a long time ago, right? And he said, if you really do, study Bridgman and find a course on Bridgman and take a look at some of the stuff that he did. So I found a course through Proco that's on YouTube, and he has one guy on there, older guy, seems fairly knowledgeable, that talks about Bridgman, and he did this 12-part course on Bridgman. And so it's like, wow, this is like really, really cool stuff. I like it. And so I started paying attention to it and doing a little of the few exercises that he had. And yeah, it's very, very informative. I like it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some images of Grey's Anatomy. And also I'm getting images of the TV show as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I never saw Grey's Anatomy. I mean, the artists and art books I have are, stuff by Andrew Loomis. I know I mentioned him a lot, or Bern Hogarth, who I also mention a lot.
Yeah.
Those guys I really like. And I also like, like sketchbooks or art books from other comic book creators. Because I have like the Art of Hellboy by, has Mike Mignola's artwork in it, which is like fantastic. I got a Bruce Timm Batman Animated Adventures art book. I have one on Alex Ross, a couple by Steve Rude, who's fantastic as well. Yeah,
right.
So that's what gets me going.
Let's see. Vince says, okay, yeah. Just looked it up. He also did a bison, cat, and dog, and many more. Yeah, he did hundreds and hundreds of them. And they're all fantastic reference photos. Considering that they're over 100 years ago, they're still fantastic to this day. So if you ever want to know how things move, then yeah, that's the guy that you want to go to. So and he also says, yeah, I have to look closer on how he did the photos back in the day. With cameras nowadays, this would be easy. Oh, yeah, totally. Because if you're thinking about late 1800s, early 1800s, whenever he took particular photos, it's those box cameras.
Yeah,
really. And you would have to have a bunch of people just set up, each with their own camera, ready to go click, 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 click. I don't know how we did it.
Right? How do they do that? Yeah, it's not like they have motion detectors or anything like that.
Yeah, right. So you think about it, it's it's pretty amazing that 100 years ago they did this kind of stuff, because it's really something that you don't think about, and you really should take notice. So if it wasn't for guys like this, we definitely would not have reference pictures that we have today. Oh, wait.
Well, nowadays we got Google and AI, so like, who cares?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Which drives me nuts.
I want to draw 6-fingered people.
Yeah. Well, you get that a lot with AI. You want photos of Michael Obama pregnant. Yeah, he's going to have 6 fingers over his very pregnant belly. People are so stupid. People are so
I know, right?
So, yeah, I mean, Lord. Yeah, I wish there were I don't know. I mean, I don't keep up to date to like any sort of new comic book art or artists that are, out now. So I really don't know what's going on for the most part. But the stuff, the guys that I like, like some of the gentlemen I mentioned, I still love their work. I can still look at their work, and sometimes it's for reference. If I'm drawing the figure, I'll just flip through, one of my Andrew Loomis's books, or the book I have by Bern Hogarth, just to get the form correct. Those guys are like fantastic. So I always thought those guys were great.
Let's see here. Vince also says, or did I already bring this up? Yeah, have to look closer on how we did the photos back in the day with cameras. Nowadays it'd be, I already read that. Yeah, no, you're right. There we go.
So I'm looking at this image here. So that guy's pectoral, like on his right hand side, like that line connects to that line, that little tiny line that you have. No.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Yep, there you go. So that pectoral line that you have there on his right hand side, that line, right hand side. So his right hand side. Nope, keep going. Nope. The one right below it.
Yeah, okay.
Nope. Anyway, so what I was going to say is that pectoral, your pectorals actually into, nope, the other side. That line where his shoulder is. Yeah, that line there. So that line there, that actually sort of connects to that little tiny line where you're heading to right now.
Yeah.
Those lines actually connect.
Yeah.
You don't have to connect them, but when you draw that line, it should look more like that. Because
exactly.
The initial line looks like it's going towards the back of his neck, which is, and we are
exactly about, because if I drew it like that, it wouldn't look, it wouldn't look
connect, like those muscles, which is weird because we're talking about anatomy of a prehistoric human pterodactyl creature.
Pterodactyl, yeah. But no, exactly. Because here's the thing, considering how no one has seen any of these creatures in forever, I suppose you can kind of, guess how the anatomy would be.
Well, if you're trying to make them look more human, then they should probably look more human.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But that's the problem I had with Dareduck when I introduced Dareduck into the last Sword of Eden graphic novels. Like, how do I draw this character? Right? Because I was very conscious of like, well, I can't draw him like Dareduck. Not Dareduck. I can't draw him like Howard the Duck. I can't draw him like Donald Duck.
Right.
I didn't want to make him too human nor too muscular, but that's kind of how he kept coming out whenever I kept drawing the character.
Right.
Huh.
It's funny how it seems like they gotta, I don't know, mind of their own.
They do sometimes, yeah. And I made a conscious effort not to make him look too muscular, or not to even make him look too human looking in his build. But he actually keeps looking like that whenever I draw him. See that looks that looks a lot better.
Yeah. So it's funny. It's just how you end up drawing it out. It just seems to, I don't know. It's like it resets to it has to look like, a particular look. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
I think that's kind of true. It depends. One important thing when you're drawing comics, I guess we'll attribute this to comics.
Yeah,
is that not everyone's built the same? Like, not every woman is built the same. Not every male is built the same. And I became very conscious of that. I think, even though I was not a big fan of the comic, but I liked his artwork. Was Love and Rockets.
Especially Hernandez.
Yeah, Jaime Hernandez's artwork.
No.
Yeah, his artwork's beautiful. I can't read this stuff because it's not the kind of stuff I like to read. But Jaime Hernandez's artwork is gorgeous. And if you actually look at because I had one of his art books too, and there's like one image. It was a splash page almost, from Love and Rockets, where he draws like 3 different women. They're just like talking, and they all have a different build. And yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. So that's like one of the things I used to hand out to my students. Like, yeah, not all your women should look the same. Not all your men should look the same. They're not all built the same. We're not all built the same. But yeah, and I use that Jaime Hernandez artwork as an example. You know, so one chick was kind of pudgy, one was kind of thin. So you should keep stuff like that in mind.
You know, that's a book that I've always kind of in the back of my head always wanted to read, but I've never gotten around to it.
It's really racy stuff. Well, yes, it's more racy than the kind of stuff that I want to read.
Right.
Even like when I was in college, and you know, you're talking about the mid to late 1980s, and one of my college buddies, he was really into like Love and Rockets. I just couldn't get into it, but you know, some of the art was gorgeous. It's just a little, well, nowadays you would say it's kind of woke and gay. So yeah, I just not into that kind of stuff. But some of the artwork is really good, and I don't think that I was watching something yesterday. I do think, you know, we should have comic books for young readers, and which we don't have a whole lot, unless you're counting some of the stuff that's coming out by Scholastic, which sells well, but some of the content I find very questionable. And I think that, you know, comic books and graphic novels should, again, tell very important stories, and, you know, even have books that are geared towards an older audience, but not necessarily, I'm not referring to anything, you know, sexual or anything like that. But,
no.
You know, yeah, just like an older, you know, audience that has that certain amount of, you know, sensibilities. And, you know, Europe did a great job with that. European comics and graphic novels does a great job with that. I'm kind of thinking about Mobius a little bit, but I think even though he was doing like cowboy stuff and like sci-fi stuff, I think Mobius' stuff got a little, you know, racy too.
It did.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. On occasion, depending on, you know, what story he was telling. So, but then again, he's French and they're all like that pretty much. So, no offense, but
he moved to the States. So he
did. Yeah,
there's a couple of different documentaries. I'm thinking of the Harlan Ellison one that came out like in '87, where he had interviewed all these different comic book creators. It's not.
I think I remember that.
But it's something. What's that?
I think I remember that.
Oh, it's wonderful. So he had interviewed like Jack Kirby, and I'm just going to see if I can remember this stupid name, because I always get it confused with the one that Stan Lee did. But yeah, it's like Kirby, Steve Ditko, Will Eisner, Dave Sim, Frank Miller, Mobius, and Art Spiegelman, Harvey Kurtzman.
Wow.
Like all these great, you know, most of the guys are gone now, but all these great why can't I find this documentary? It's a wonderful documentary. If you can actually find it on YouTube. You can find it in pieces, and you can find it all together again. But even they got Steve Ditko on there. But the problem is they didn't really interview Steve Ditko. They, I guess Ditko recorded something in audio about his views on comics and comic books and the comic book industry. And that guy Ditko, he was a very brilliant man.
I'm gonna have, you know what? I'm really gonna have to look up interviews with him. So I imagine there aren't many, but still kind of want to look it up. So
I gotta
say about certain things.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really do a whole lot of interviews, but he wrote a lot, you know, even like in his self-publishing days.
Yeah. Vince says here, yes, Europeans don't get the giggles at the PP parts. No, exactly, because, you know, in Europe, it's the classic art thing, right? Mainly from where it kind of stems from. You know, it's like all over Europe. It's the appreciation of a lot of classical art works, and of course, you know, hey, a lot of them are naked men and women, but it's only because of the appreciation of classical art works that it's not offensive. It's part of the culture, right? And it's the appreciation of the human form, and therefore, it's not looked at as offensive or pornographic like here in North America. And I'm trying to remember. I think in an interview, I think I wonder if it was Morbius. I think it was Mobius that said that, because he was asked about that in some of his comic books, like that he when he did stories in heavy metal and stuff like that. I remember watching this on some sort of documentary, some sort of show or something like that, and he said, "Well, yeah, because of these reasons, like what I just mentioned, Europe doesn't have these hangups like you guys do in North America. You see it as, almost pornographic, but we see it as art, which it is, because it's all over Europe. It's what the great artists at the time showed. Because, like I said, it's the appreciation and the study of the human form and everything that surrounds it, right? So, yeah, I get it.
I mean, I sometimes get on this topic of, that sort of material and whether it's art or not. I think that, well, for example, so Andrew Loomis, for example, a very good example, like,
Yeah.
He several of his illustration books in print again. They all, I think there's like 5 of them. They became back into print like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago.
Right.
The one I have is on I think it's called Drawing the Figure for All It's Worth. Yeah, and he has like nude models in there, and also models with clothes and stuff. And when I was in college, my 6-hour drawing class, we worked from a nude model, and my 6-hour painting class, we worked from a nude model. I think the problem for me is if you're creating art and if it includes like a study of the body, and if the image of the person is unclothed or not,
Right.
I think it comes down to like, what was the intention in the first place? So I can look at Andrew Loomis's book and there's naked nude models in there, and I look at that, and that's art.
Yeah.
But then you have something I'll say a men's magazine where they'll have similar images, but those images are created for different purposes. I think something like an adult magazine, it's the intent is to arouse people. So I think in that case, I would consider something like that, where that intention is made as something that's actually pornographic. But then people would disagree with me. But
well, yeah, of course, because how dare you stifle somebody's creativity?
Well, there's that,
How dare you?
Is it art or is it smut? I guess we can reduce it to that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good question. Excuse me, question. Because unfortunately, to quote something I heard years ago, somebody's garbage is somebody else's treasure. So,
it's a tricky line, because I know, like, you have, I guess we'll move towards like Howard Chaykin's American Flag. Yeah, was that what was his name? Yeah, American.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Flag. Yeah. Which had sort of like racy content in it. But that was his intention, and he doesn't get hung up on that kind of stuff.
No, it doesn't really.
And I can't. Yeah, American Flag. I can never read those comics, but the artwork's gorgeous. And then you move into something like Love and Rockets, which is more salacious, I guess. And then you got like Robert Crumb, whose artwork, I would.
Oh yeah.
I would consider his stuff pornographic, and I never liked Robert Crumb's artwork anyway. So
Robert Crumb, his stuff was, oh dude, it was like, far out, like totally far out. Because I understand the style that obviously he was going for,
mm-hmm.
and yeah. I'm gonna say, at least for me, it's very borderline.
Well, his stuff was clearly, I think, adult in nature and pornographic. I also didn't like his art style. I thought his art style was kind of ugly.
Yeah.
You know,
I think maybe because to me it's like grunge music.
how dare you?
It's no. In the sense that it's grungy, right? And that's kind of how I attributed his art style as grunge.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't really, I can't take away Robert Crumb's impact on the comic book industry. He's had a huge impact. Although in recent years he's been getting sort of canceled, like the group that he always supported, the very sort of leftist kind of society, or his audience was very very liberal. But yeah, they started throwing him underneath the bus like several years ago.
Vincent Womack, it's like the difference between Playboy and Hustler.
Kinda.
I get where you're coming from.
I understand what he's saying, but
yeah. And hey, this is surprising. Your boy Zach. What's up, dude? I think this is probably maybe the first time I've seen you here. I hope you like the show so far. I hope you like and subscribe and spread it around. I'd really appreciate it. My favorite writers is Mark Waid and Mags Visaggio.
Right.
Cough.
Yeah, Mark Waid, who I never liked.
Woke is good now, guys.
Yeah, like I never liked Mark Waid's work. Mags is a very confused man.
I think quite possibly,
Oh.
but that's just me.
Oh.
Mark Waid. I'm trying to remember what Mark Waid.
Well, he wrote.
I read something.
He wrote Kingdom Come. He had a run on Fantastic Four, on Captain America. Very liberal kind of guy. I think you boy Zach had an issue with Mark Waid some years ago.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't mind. I liked Kingdom Come.
I do. I liked.
It was really well written.
I think. I guess. I mean, I think mostly I like Kingdom Come because of the artwork.
Yeah.
And also, Captain Marvel slaps around Superman a little bit, so that always makes me happy.
Well, yeah, that's right. I bet.
Well, I'm a huge Captain Marvel fan, so. There you go.
So, let's see. Yeah, see you, man. Great that you're watching. So, really appreciate it. You damn middle-aged Republicans. Hey, you! Don't you be complaining about what I like. I'm setting my ways.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, right. Plus, I'm not Republican. I'm in Canada, so
you'll be Republican soon. Don't you worry.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. So,
well the problem is
up here in Canada, it's conservative.
Right, which I like better. But yeah, in America, most Republicans are not Republicans. So yeah, I would. No, I am a registered Republican, and I do love Trump. But yeah, I'm really very conservative.
Yeah. So, but nice to see you, man. I really do appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I used to watch your boy Zach's videos. I haven't been following up what he's been doing recently.
Yeah. You know what? Look. All that it is, guys, all of you guys in the chat, and yes, and Zach, of course, because I'm including you. Hey, because you just happen to be new here. You know what? All that it is with me is just I just want to read a good comic book. That's all I want. I just want really nice, decent art, and I just want a really good story. And you used to get that in comics like ages ago. And now that politics has just been inserted everywhere, it spoils it. At least for me, I just want fantastical stories of adventure, and I'm including that documentary into the chat there.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, so go check that out. Keep an eye on it. Yeah. I just want to have fun stories in comics again. I don't want politics involved. This is the reason why, a lot of us turn off the TV on certain shows and stuff like that, because again, it's all about politics. and we get away from like the news and the radio and stuff like that, because it's like all of that crap all the time, and all of us just want a little bit of escape from it. And it goes for movies and TV shows and games and comics. I just want to have fun and be entertained by a story. So, and yeah, but that's just me. So, Gap, nice to see you're still here, dude. I like Cheetos. That's a count as Republicans. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. I just happen to like the color orange. So
Careful.
yeah, and Cheetos. So
yeah, these
I do like
what really
Cheetos.
bugs me is that how fooled we were for decades that some of our Republican politicians that specifically put it voted into the White House ended up not really being very conservative nor very Christian, like I thought they were. Like the Bushes, I voted for them. I regret it because they turned out not to be real conservative Republicans, or Mitt Romney, John McCain, like those guys who I think were total frauds. But they're all part of the same group, and it's only a matter of time that we start talking politics on this stream anyway.
Oh God, yeah, that's true. So yeah, because we started out with like cryptids. We were talking about the ocean and stuff like that, and all the stuff that we haven't explored there. And then we started getting into drawing, and then the sequential photo stuff, and we're just talking about everything. So that's what we do on this channel. That's what we do on the drawing streams and stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm just practicing up to do comics and starting up slowly on some pages and stuff like that. And so hey, Zach, I just do a doodle stream and we just talk about everything. So that's the way it is on this channel, at least. But my recent contest is a trail of everything I once said I believed. Cough. Now mainstream is good, and Eric July, critical drinker, neurotic, all the devil. Well, people are just going to say what they want to say, and you know what? Same here. I'm just going to point out what I think is the problem with certain things, and everybody is willing to disagree or agree. And you know what? Like I said here, this is what I say, Zach, is when it comes to like, TV shows, movies, you know what? And yeah, and I'll disagree with, say, Critical Drinker or Nerdronic and like a lot of the major channels out there. What I say, and you know what, and I actually grabbed this years ago from a buddy of mine that does Transformer reviews, but it's a good saying, as if you like it, you win. And that's all that it is to it. And do you guys still watch TV, says Vince?
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong, Mike.
Yeah, occasionally. So we just finished off Tulsa King. So right before this stream started. But that's the thing. Listen, this is the thing, right? Be a maverick. I mean, I know you've had your channel probably a lot longer than I have. And the thing is, if you like it, you win. That's what it's all about. And that's what these guys know. And don't let anybody spoil anything that you like. It's not up. This is what I'm going to say, because I've said this before. It's not up to people like Critical Drinker or Nerdronic, although I do agree with them on some points about maybe, certain movies and stuff like that are just absolute garbage. But I find that sometimes they're wrong about maybe a movie or a show or two or something like that. And you know what? And it's not for anybody to say in a roundabout kind of way, don't watch this, don't watch that. I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm pretty sure you do the same thing too. And that's fine. You know what? And that's all that it should be. And if somebody doesn't like what you have to say, screw them. It's not up to them to say, well, he likes this. He should be ostracized from humanity and YouTube. You know what? Who cares? Everybody has different tastes. So what? Yeah. But you know what? I'm just going to say, look, welcome to the channel. We're just having fun here. And that's it. So there you go. I follow a whole bunch of guys and gals, and I don't agree with stuff that some of them say. I do agree with some stuff that they do say, but I just want entertainment to be fun again. I just want comics to be fun again. So anyway, yes, Vince, we still watch TV. Amazingly enough, it's scary, I know. So Gap, who is the guy that did art for Heavy Metal, and what do you think about it? Oh, so Mobius.
Jean Giraud.
Yeah, Jean Giraud. Fantastic artist. Dude,
and again,
is
he's
legendary.
one of the artists that was interviewed for the Masters of Comic Book Art, which came out in '87. That's the comic book documentary that was narrated by Harlan Ellison. So I just want to go through the list of creators who were involved in the documentary. So you got Neil Adams, Steve Ditko, Will Eisner, Jean Giraud, Mobius, Jack Kirby, Harvey Kurtzman, Frank Miller, Dave Sim, Art Spiegelman, and Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah,
it is probably my favorite documentary on comics.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you ever watched it?
No, but I definitely want to.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can find it.
I definitely have to. Max Redstone, or as Raquel likes to put it, Maximum Redstone. Hey, comic, I'm getting ready for a photo shoot, prepping equipment. I'm just here to drop a like, a huge like, a super like even. And Jess and Max Redstone. Max, have an awesome time at the photo shoot, and go get paid, man. Do the hustle. So, what kind of photo shoot is it? That's what I want to know. And if you can't stay long, and if you don't say it, that's fine. I understand you're getting busy. So, congrats, dude. Gap also says, yeah, I think I watch more YouTube than I do TV. The only thing on TV I watch is Star Trek, the original series, and Xena via the antenna. Nice. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have to find that again. Xena, Hercules, all that kind of stuff. Those are fun shows.
Yeah, I never watched any of those.
They were fun. They were like totally fun. If you look at Xena, Carl Urban, because he's been in a bunch of shows, like, he was like in the Dread movie. He played Bones in, the Star Trek reboot. He's in Xena.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's totally in Xena. So, Jamoy Zach, the birthday party clowns are never right about movies. My opinions on movies are superior. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, dude. If you got the data to back it up, or how should I put it, or if you can argue your points as to why you think or why your opinions are superior, then good on you, man. So like I said, I will literally disagree with some of the opinions on like with Critical Drinker and stuff like that, because there are some movies that he's talked about, or some shows, and it's like, you know what, I gotta disagree on that, because I think he might be wrong about something. So, and like I said, if you like it, you win. That's the thing. So
it's just weird. I think a lot of these, because I've watched a few of these guys, and I think I've used to watch more of these guys more often, but
on occasion,
it's just like, because some of this stuff, because I've given up hope on Hollywood. Like, I've given up hope on Marvel or DC. I've worked for those guys, and I'm not interested in anything that they do.
Right.
Same with television. So I don't really expect anything good coming from any of those guys anyway. But I'm probably not the target audience. I'm not, I just find it really weird with some of these YouTube channels, and they they lament on this kind of stuff, and I think there's a lot to complain about in regards to entertainment.
Yeah.
But hoping that it can be fixed somehow, I think is a pipe dream.
You know what? Actually, I kind of agree with that. So that at this point, they're not made for anybody. They're not made for you. They're not made for me. They're not made for level-headed people. They're just a popularity contest. And hold on a second, because I want to say hello to my glorious friend Pop Culture Republic. How's it going, dude? And Mr. Peterson. How's it going, dude? Great that you can join us today. And the chat is just going up and up and up and up and up. And hold on a second, I will be right back because I have to help out with something. 1 second.
Yeah, I have no idea what Mike went off to do. All right, so I'm going to just look through the chat here. So somebody had asked, Al, where do you think the comic book industry is going and will end up? My main concern right now is that the direct market is such a huge mess. I don't know what's going to happen with the demise of Diamond, essentially, and all these smarter distributors popping up. I don't know what's going to. I feel bad for comic book shops. I really do, because I don't know what's going to happen with the direct market. I think it's a great time for comic book creators to do their creator-owned work and to self-publish and do crowdfunding and to get their books into the hands of their readers without any in-between men. So I think it's really good. I think it's a great time for independent creators right now. But as far as the traditional direct market, I have no idea. And we've talked about this a lot. Scholastic still does well with bookstores. Manga still sells very well in the States, in North America. As far as the comic book direct market, I don't know what's going to happen because it does not look good.
There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Somebody come by to pick up a chair. So yeah. So to go that in +1 weather, Vince, and deliver that. However, it pales into comparison by Slayer Lord J, who has much balmier weather than I. Let's see.
Got some comments here, Mike.
Yes, I'm gonna catch up on the comics as I get back to drawing here. Let's see. Yeah, so Peterson, nice of you to join us along with Pop Culture Republic. Pop, if you want a link, I can send you a link if you want to come on. So I don't know if you're busy or anything like that, but if you want to come on, cool. Let's see. Vince Womack. So the DC animated movies aren't all that bad. No, they're actually pretty good. I watched a few of them, so I like them. I have no problems with them whatsoever. Your boy Zach says, "What's your opinion on my new lesbian comic I had on Kickstarter?" Dude, I had no idea that you had a comic on Kickstarter. So,
Was he joking?
I don't know.
Oh.
So maybe not. I had no idea. So if I'll take a look at your X. If the link is there, I'll have a look at it. So, yep. After dark. You know what? I'm gonna say this. Okay, first of all, Al, where do you think the comic book industry is going and where it'll end up? I think you already.
Yeah, I
Did
was
you
I was
answer that?
talking about
Jump
that
back?
right before you showed up.
Okay, cool.
But you're
And you know what, Gap, I'm just gonna say this, because I know you've been having a few health issues as well. So I hope you're doing okay, as well, because I'm trying to pray for all of you, man. I'm trying to remember all of you. So you know what? I'm just saying, health wise, I hope you're doing good as well. Mr. Peterson, otherwise known as John, says watched the first. Wait a minute. Watched the first 3 episodes of The Mighty Nine Friday. I never heard of this. And if you are a D&D fan, you should definitely check it out. The same people from Vox Machina. The group is the same from Critical Role. Oh, interesting. I haven't heard of this. So send me a link on Facebook and I'll have a look at it and see what that's all about. Canadian Spider-Man! What's up, dude? Nice that you didn't show up. Great to see you, buddy. So and I hope your drawing arm is okay, or at least you've learned to draw huge circles with your nose. Oh man. Okay, I suppose this needs some clarity. Okay, what he's talking about. And no, thanks, John. I appreciate it, man. So just had to stop by and support my brother from another mother. So okay, so what thanks, man. So what Spidey's talking about is at work. Okay, because many of you know, okay, so while I'm talking, I can actually, do some stuff here, which I should be anyway. Because I said I wanted to make this a bit of a short-ish show today because of a certain event that's going on. So I can't say what. Anyway, so Wednesday in Calgary, which kind of leads up to the funny video intro that I did at the beginning of the show, of hey, crazy Punjab driver and all that jazz. Wednesday, usually we do city bylaw stuff in the city of Calgary, and where we generally have to go through a bit of the back alleys and take care of what should be chopped down, like a lot of poplar trees, a lot of plants that residents should be cutting out in the alleyways, right, in the city. And if they're not, then obviously they get charged. It goes on their property tax, because obviously the city has to send a crew out to to remove it all. And obviously that comes at an expense. So that's passed on to the residents through their property taxes. So Wednesday, what ended up happening is we were going to be doing this hedge that needed to be trimmed back from the sidewalk. And I suppose this all makes interesting conversation. And so usually, you put the traffic cones out because, you need kind of 2 feet of clearance between all the drivers. And your work truck, because you got to get your gear out and blah blah blah. So I had done that, and what ended up happening is there was a dude in a East Indian guy, because as you know, here in Canada, we've had a lot of East Indian guys driving trucks causing accidents in this country. No word of a lie. And no, it's not racist to say that. But this East Indian guy who had intentionally looked at me, and this all happened very fast, swerved his truck, his 350 F350, deliberately in my direction, knocked over one of the traffic cones, and the rear view mirror, the side mirror, slammed, and I mean bashed, right into my bicep on my left arm. And I asked the bylaw officer, because he went through a traffic light. It was green, so he didn't break the law by not stopping. But the point is, in Calgary, a lot of the traffic lights have cameras on them, in case anybody breaks the law going through a red light, right? And so I asked them, after they saw what happened, I said, well, can you find out if you can pick up who the driver was on the camera, so I can notify the police, or at least sue this guy's ass. Simply put. And he'll see what he can do. So I suppose you could say I had a brief run with death. Although not really literally, that bad. But yeah, it was crazy. It was totally crazy. Freaking nutcase drivers out there in Canada. So, hence the reason why the funny intro and the craziness that's going on. So be careful out there, people. It's a crazy place. Let's see. What else do we got out there? Wait a minute. I'm just going to catch up on the chats and see who is saying what. So Amazon Prime. Vince says, let's see, was in Canada or the US where another person was doing the CDL test for Indian drivers and just passed them on, or maybe both, but someone got arrested over it. Yeah. It's been happening a lot here, where they just basically give them their license, and it's like really stupid, really, really stupid. So Slayer says, I hope your arm is feeling better. Yeah, it's it is better. It was a little sore like the next day. So what ended up happening, and thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, it wasn't full on, so thank God for that. But told one of my supervisors basically next day, and what he ended up saying kind of shocked me. He looked at me, and after I told him, and he's like, "Oh, you look fine." And I'm like, "What?" Like, no concern of are you sore? Are you hurting? Do you think you have to maybe see somebody? Nothing like that. He just looked at me, and it's like, "Oh, you look fine." Like, not exactly the answer I wanted to hear. So I'm like, are you a company that actually cares? What happens to your workers or anything like that? That's it's kind of a little scary. So when an employer should be concerned about a worker, and that's the response you get. So damn. Um, I don't know. What about you, Al? Any close brushes with death ever in your life?
I got into a car
Are you-
accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it's kind of, well, a buddy of mine was driving and a deer jumped out in front of the vehicle, and
Oh
we
wow.
swerved and flipped over into a ditch, and uh, the passenger side where I was sitting, the windshield came in, so it hit me on the top of the forehead. We are hanging
Ooh.
upside down in this ditch, and then I told my buddy to shut off the engine because in case there were any sort of fuel leaks. And I said, roll down because I couldn't get out on my side, so I told him to roll his window down so we
Oh,
can get
wow.
out. So I looked down, which is actually up because we're upside down, and I noticed there was blood like on the roof, which was below us. And I said, hey, somebody's bleeding, and we crawled out of the vehicle, and I just had this cut like on one of my fingers, and I said, I said, I'm bleeding.
No.
So we walked out, and I had like pieces of glass like in my hair and stuff, and I first thing I said was like, I said, "Thank God we're alive." And
Yeah.
my friend who was a huge atheist
Yeah.
said, "There is no God." So we used to argue about that all the time. But later on, after he had passed, because he had passed, I don't know, 6 years ago. No,
Right.
actually longer than that, maybe like 10 years ago. Yeah, I didn't go to the wake, but there was some sort of wake or memorial, and there was a pastor there, and the pastor said my buddy actually had become a Christian, which
Oh.
was not the same person I knew.
Right.
'Cause he was such an antichrist when I knew him. But yeah, I was best man at his wedding. We grew up together, and yeah, so we got into a car accident. So
Wow.
yeah.
And it was a deer that you hit, you said?
Well, the deer jumped. So he was driving a sports car. So it was a Datsun, and the deer jumped in front of the vehicle, but kept going towards our right, and he tried to
Right.
swerve out of the way, but he couldn't because the deer kept going in that direction. So the car spun, hit the deer, and then flipped over, and then went into that ditch. And then the cops showed up, and they weren't very helpful. So they actually gave my buddy a speeding ticket.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Yeah, because there were skid marks, and they said
Right.
that the skid marks were so long that
That
he
you must
had
have been
to have been
going.
speeding.
Yeah.
But the problem, they didn't bother to look at it was 2 sets of skid marks. So my buddy put on the brakes once, then stopped, and then
Right.
put on the brakes again. So it wasn't one long skid mark. It was like 2 different skid marks. Two times he applied the brakes. So yeah, so he contested the speeding ticket. So I had to write up a document, as a witness, and yeah, I think they threw out the speeding ticket. But these cops, they didn't care. They were just sitting in their vehicle. There's a box of Dunkin' Donuts in the back seat. They really couldn't be bothered. It was annoying, but yeah, thank God everything worked out fine. So that's nice. So I wasn't really hurt. I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything. So.
Man, that poor Datsun. Jeez.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
nice cars.
Oh wait, you know what? I'm sorry. I think we were driving his parents' vehicle. It wasn't his Datsun we were driving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were driving one of his parents' vehicles.
Oh, man.
It was, yeah. So yeah, he was a huge Datsuns fan, so he had a couple of Datsuns.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a regular old compact or something.
Let's see. Yeah, you never want to argue with a moose. I know that much. I had this one friend, young guy, and he had a small compact car. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was like a Chevette. Yeah, it was a Chevette. It was totally a Chevette. And he found out the hard way about what happens when you try to argue with a moose, try to get them off the road, and that you should never, ever, ever, in the history of forever, ever honk at a moose to try to get them to move, because for some odd reason the moose decided to take it on as a challenge, and and it was a big bull moose. And this moose proceeded to make the compact even more compact by proceeding to bash the living daylights out of the front of his vehicle, and just literally destroyed the front end of his car. It was just entirely sunken in, just like there was nothing left. And thankfully he was okay, but the car was not. It was a total write-off, the front and everything like that. So when a tow truck decided to show up finally, they were like, hey, what did you hit? Because the front end was just totally destroyed. And John, that's who it was, had said, no, I didn't hit anything. A moose hit me and destroyed the front of my car. And they were like, what? Are you kidding me? And yeah, they told him, well, you're lucky to be alive, because a compact car like that, he should be walking away with a few scrapes and bruises and whatnot, because they told him that a moose would just very easily have destroyed his car to the point where he might be seriously injured, but they told him he was very lucky that didn't actually happen to him. So never honk your horn at a moose if you happen to see them. Bad idea, very bad idea. So take it from this Canadian. So Canadian Spider-Man can more than likely verify that. So yeah, you don't want to do that kind of thing. So so yeah, Canadian Spider-Man, yeah, don't ever call the cops. I agree. They're not helpful in Canada. Also, he says, never swerve to avoid a deer. You hit them every time. Oh God, that's true, dude.
That is true. Yep.
It is. Oh my God. Vince Womack. Yeah, bosses be like, and he puts a link in the chat. So funny Blizzard meme. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out later, man. Jeez. Yeah, lots of people don't realize, says Vince, how big mooses actually are. So yeah, they're huge, dude. They get monstrously huge. So yeah, you just do not want to ever mess with one. I know they look all kind of dumb and stupid and stuff like that. No, they are not. I will guarantee it. They are not as dumb looking as some people might think that they are. So they will kill you. They will 100% show no remorse in stomping your ass into jelly.
Are they protected in Canada?
You know what? No, they're not.
Okay.
Yeah, because lots of people here in Canada, they can get their moose hunting license.
Yeah, they taste yummy, I hear.
Oh, moose is so delicious. Oh, it's like even Canadian Spider-Man can describe it for you, because he loves cooking all that kind of stuff, especially live. So
You cook them live?
well, no, not like live on.
That's terrible. I'm calling PETA.
Live on camera.
Oh, they're live on camera?
Oh yeah, totally live on camera. Yeah, you can hear the screams.
Oh, yeah. He was going to be very happy.
Oh no, totally 100% happy. No. Canadian Spider-Man, usually on Manorama, he has been known to take stuff like deer meat. He'll skin it live, and yes, even take the heart, cook it live on camera. So good times. Canadian Spider-Man is quite the chef, believe it or not. To which he says, yeah, never honk at a moose, indeed, CRC, unless maybe if you're in a huge highway snowplow truck. Yeah, true. And yeah, he also says, yeah, it's moose hunting season now. True, 100%. It's good. It's so, oh, the meat is so yummy. It's almost like a spice kind of thing has been added. I don't know if it's because they eat fir trees a lot. It's probably that. Yeah, and if you're lucky enough to have won the hunting draw, yeah, because here in Canada, if you want to have moose, they only put out so many where you can go ahead and just hunt moose. So basically it's like a lottery, it's like a draw, right? And if you happen to get it, then you get it. Yeah. And I forget if it's good for a year or 3 years. I can't remember because I've never really been hunting. So Gap says, so moose tastes like it tastes like chicken.
What does?
Yeah, no, it totally does not. It tastes really good though. I would highly recommend it. Spuddy, I remember when you hit a heart of some animal live on your YouTube stream. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, deer heart. That's what it was, Gap. So live on stream, he cooked it on Manorama. It was so good. And if you want to check out Manorama, then Vincent, yes, he put the link up. There you go on the YouTubes, and check out Rancor Steve on Rumble. So there you go. That's what you want to do. And see your boy Zach, if you happen to still be on here, just lurking away, that's fine. But this is the stuff that we're talking about on Huge Circles. We're just talking about everything. We're just enjoying drawing. We're just talking about stuff. And again, it's just having fun. That's all we're doing. And you and everybody else is included. So that's what we do. So that's what we're down with. Spuddy says, yeah, Steve asked me to cook a deer heart. His Tuesday show. Indeed. Yeah. It's fantastic. He did it live. Ate it too. It was so good. So no, leave Bullwinkle alone. Don't kill him. It was good. It was priceless, man. Yeah. That was over a bonfire. It was a little crispy on the outside, but it was good. Oh yeah, it was so good. So good. So
Were you?
I was watching it as well, especially on Manorama, and it was good. He looked. Spidey is a good cook. If you happen to catch him on his live streams as he's just cooking away, he's got all the spices, man. So he's got some paprika. He's got like he's ready, man. He's got it all going on in his kitchen. So once he finds a little lady there, he will make her a happy person, cooking away in the kitchen. So yeah, so far so good. What's everybody think so far? I'm gonna have to. Whoever brought it up earlier, I think it was either Gap or was Vince. Yeah, it does really remind me of like Ghost in the Shell, as the Major was like, jumping off the side of the building. So, yeah, not too shabby so far. So that just happened to be new here. Yeah. So what I'll do, it's like the whole little tool thing, thicken up of a situation. So, little roughs underneath. And what was that layer? I forget what that layer was all about. Oh, well, whatever. And then just kind of inking it over. And all of this on Clip Studio Pro, which is Clip Studio Paint Pro, which is a great tool to use if you want to produce your own comic or manga. But manga is basically just translated into Japanese comic. So essentially it's the same thing anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So yeah. What's this? Your boy Zach. Dude, it's a troll account. He did put out a lesbian though. Hail brothers, enjoy the rest of your day.
Wait, what?
Okay. So you're a troll account? All right. Okay. Well then, it is what it is. So
somebody was just trolling you, pretending to be your boy's ass.
yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Does that happen?
If it is, I'm pretty sure I know who it is then. So, and if it is, whatever, dude. If it is who I think it is, which probably might not be your boy Zach, but whatever. We're just having fun here. So, paprika, yes, all the spices. That's right, he does. Spidey says, yeah, cheers, CRC. Cooking is a necessity to eat healthy, but damn, it does take time. That's right.
I'm getting hungry.
I know, right? I feel like eating somebody's heart. Someone's heart. Somebody. No, something. Something. That's what I meant. Something.
Uh-oh.
I need to feast on flesh of an animal. Okay. All right. So what am I gonna do here? Okay. So, like what I said earlier, the cryptid that I drew up here. Oh, excuse me. I got a little bit of schmutz dribbling down my nose. Okay. So, for all of you that just joined, I know this looks like a pterodactyl. It is a pterodactyl because yesterday I was looking up cryptid creatures because that's what the comic is going to be all kind of about, and it is called Congo Mato. So the Congo Mato, which is in obviously the Congo and a few other places in Africa, where it's this red pterodactyl-like creature that has been known to attack boats and fishermen in those in Africa. And yeah, so we were kind of like talking about that earlier. And I thought, you know what? I haven't drawn a dinosaur in like such a long time. So I'm gonna draw that and do a little bit of skydiving. So jumping out of a plane. So I really should probably add a parachute. That'd be a good idea. And probably some other stuff. So I should have added guns. And Vince, yeah, but nothing beats slow cooked meat. Yeah, like, ooh, man, like pulled pork, dude. I agree with you, man. You know what? I wonder, Pop Culture Republic, if you're still in the chat, because I was out the door a little bit. I asked if you wanted to come on. Hey, you know what? You know what? Okay. If Spidey, if you want to come on, I can send you a link. Pop Culture Republic. I don't know if you're still in the chat. If you want to come on, chat a little bit too, I can send you a link. So I'm just going to add a little bit to the picture here and there, because obviously falling out of the sky, not exactly the greatest thing if you don't have gear. And you know what? I'm gonna fix this nose.
Unless you're Tom Cruise.
Unless you're Tom Cruise. Yeah, exactly.
And that's just another day.
Yeah. Then it's just another, $3 million in payments. So, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to think this on an upside down kind of thing here, because now I'm gonna have to think upside down again as I was kind of drawing this. Okay. Oops, and I just Eraser pen. There we go.
So what are you reading nowadays, Mike?
What am I reading? That's a very good question. I'm trying to read. Let me think here. There was a book that I had picked up. Actually, it was a PDF. Let me take a look here. What it was called, because I got it. Translating. What was it? Translating Japanese onomatopoeias. Yeah. Try saying that 5 times fast. Yeah, translating basically Japanese onomatopoeias. Because in manga there are there's certain how should I put it? Like expressions that don't use sound, like how in comics somebody punches someone or whatnot, it's it's always like the sound effects kind of like pow, bam, stuff like that, right? But in Japan there are certain how best to put it, soundless sound effects or soundless words that are put out in Japanese manga. So that would express, like, say, a long awkward silence, and it's kind of put into like a sound effect, and it's kind of like studying the kind of uses in that, when to use them, and it's quite interesting, kind of learning that bit of the culture about it. So kind of like reading up a little bit on that now.
You would employ in your own book?
What's that? Yeah, I definitely do.
Oh,
yeah. Because like I said, I kind of want to find a good balance between a Japanese manga and I still want to try to blend in like a type of North American storytelling, but I want to incorporate a lot of Japanese manga elements into this, right? So not an easy thing to do.
Well, I always found it weird, and I think this may have been something I first noticed when I was teaching, and a lot of my students were really into manga and anime, but they would draw these word balloons, and I know what it is now.
Right.
It would just be a word balloon with like 3 dots in the middle.
Yeah.
It was a word balloon to say that they're not saying anything.
Exactly. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like, say, you told a joke, but the other person doesn't get it.
Correct.
And like, there's that awkward pause, that awkward silence of just not saying anything from the other person.
Right.
It's kind of like that, right? So,
yeah. I mean, I get it. But I had to ask them, is that what that means? Which is,
yeah,
it just seems weird because it's a totally different culture. So things like that, I've actually seen that creep into, American comics, and I can't remember. Maybe it was Invincible comic book series. Maybe I saw it there. This same sort of wordless word balloon.
Yeah, probably. It's a lot of stuff to study, but it's very interesting because you get a little bit of an insight of the culture of of putting out these expressions with no sound. So in and out at the moment. Okay, hey, not a problem, dude. All good, my man. So yeah, reading up a little bit on that. What else? Still reading the Skybound comic comics with GI Joe, Transformers, seeing how they're kind of still after 2 years of handling that property, actually doing pretty good.
I heard so.
So I like the writing that, yeah, that's been going on so far. So it hasn't been crazy. It hasn't been nuts. It's no woke bullcrap, which I like even more so.
Which is interesting because Kirkman is a liberal.
Yeah. But I think what it is that and I think that's probably what led to IDW eventually losing the license, is that I'm going to say, because IDW had the license for 10 years, roughly around 10 years. And what ended up happening is, like, during the second half, I'm going to say the second half of their having the license, the book started becoming like really stupid woke. And, to the point where I just kind of suffered through it. So, I didn't quite like it, but what are you going to do? And I think that's what eventually ended up getting them losing the license, because they were just introducing all this kind of crap into it, and it didn't make it, at least to me, it didn't make it really much of a fun read. But I could be wrong, or they just decided, no, we're just not gonna do it. So whatever. But so far, I'm liking the pacing. I'm liking the writing of what's going on with over at Skybound. So can't make it another time. Not a problem, dude. All good, my man. Vincent, knew I had something along that line. Drawing Anime Emotions by Lee Shin. Interesting. I never heard of that book. That's pretty cool. I'll check that out.
Well, so Lee Shin, is she a famous writer, anime writer?
I'm guessing only Vince can answer that question.
But yes, I think that's kind of who I was asking.
Okay.
I just, I hate these.
Oh my God, you're right.
Made by people that never worked in the industry. Like, I hate stuff like that. Like, how to draw anime, and like the person never drew anime before. It was just an art assignment that he got from a publisher. Like,
yeah.
I hate that stuff.
Yeah, right.
And you got some like grandma going into like Hobby Lobby or something, and she sees this book for her, grandson or granddaughter, and like, oh, they would love this, and they might very well love it. But yeah. I would not read any art books, written by people or illustrated by people that have never worked in the industry, because they really don't talk about it.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. Because I remember ages ago when my two oldest daughters in particular, they were getting into drawing manga, right? And oh shoot, that's pencil. I don't want to use pencil. I want to use pen. There we go. And you don't know exactly what books to pick up, and that's obvious, when you're first starting out. But they picked up a couple of books, how to draw manga by, I don't know, some white guy in the States. I'm just phrasing it that way. Just yeah, I know.
Aren't you a white guy in Canada drawing manga?
I am. No, but at least if you were to get like a book on how to draw manga, I mean, now you would definitely want to get it directly from the source, which would be, i.e., Japan, obviously, right? Because this is where the stuff comes from. But at the time, it was like essentially, some white guy in the States that basically put a book out, how to draw manga, and of course, the how-to steps were just really, looking back on it now, drawn bad.
Right.
right?
Right. So yeah, I would avoid stuff like that. But maybe at that time there wasn't anything else available.
Yeah, exactly true. So you know
Oh,
what? If it's a good book, then great. On you, Vince. Leishan has a long list of books, but I don't know how good they are.
Oh, okay. All
Okay,
right.
well then, well, that's fair enough.
That's something.
Yeah. You know what? I'll just say this. How about if I just say this, Vince? If it helps you out, to wherever it is that you want to get to, then cool. Li Shin, though, I mean, sounds. I'm just gonna say this, right? And I'm not
Well,
criticizing you. Obviously, you guys should know me by now to know that I'm not obviously doing that. Li Shin sounds Chinese, so
it
anime
is.
is primarily Japanese.
It is.
If you can find something from a Japanese author, then at least you're getting correct. No, I shouldn't say correct. At least you're getting the most accurate cultural reference from someone that's inside that country, right? I'm not going to say Li Shin is giving you incorrect information because I don't know this person from a hole in the ground. So I'm just saying somebody from that country can more than likely more accurately give you the most accurate cultural reference than somebody that potentially might not. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. So didn't recommend the book, but said that I owned it. Haven't read it so far. Okay, hey,
Oh,
not a
all right.
problem. No, okay.
Um,
That's cool.
there are a number of books that deal with how to draw comics, which I do like. Um,
Right.
there's one that was published by Tomorrow's Publishing, and Tomorrow's Publishing, they publish a lot of great books. But there's
Right.
one called Panel Discussions, and it's all about how to compose a comic book page, how to lay out the page, the panels, the penciling part of everything. And what they
Right.
do is they interviewed all these different comic book creators and included some of their artwork. And you had like Mike Mignola in there, of course, Will Eisner and a couple of the other great comic book illustrators. I think Neil Adams is in there too. Yeah, panel discussions. It's great if you really want to learn comic book storytelling and how to pencil and lay out a comic book page. I would recommend that. That's excellent. When I was a kid, like the first sort of comic book drawing art book I ever came across was drawing comics the Marvel way, which I think a lot of young comic book artists or wannabe artists probably have on their bookshelf somewhere.
Yeah. I know
When
I
I was
do.
a kid, oh, do you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I got it for Christmas from my dad or something one year when I was a kid. And yeah, at the time I loved it and I thought it was great. But you got to keep in mind that it's drawing comics the Marvel way. So it's not,
Exactly.
it's how like Marvel back then, which is not how they draw comics now. Oh yeah, so Vincent has a copy too. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us have copies of that. Yeah. Yeah, so keep 'em. I still have mine. I don't even look at it, but yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's weird because like now there is no Marvel way, or the way of Marvel now is not, because John Buscema actually drew that, and supposedly
Yeah.
written by Stan Lee. Yeah, the superhero stuff, a lot of extreme perspective, that sort of thing.
Mike Blanco from Canada stands. Yes, exactly.
There's another book called Making Comics by Scott McCloud, and I like Scott McCloud.
That's a good book.
And Making Comics is great. His first book, his first book about comics, Understanding Comics, is thought-provoking and fantastic. And then he did Reinventing Comics, and for the most part, that holds up. There's some of the stuff in there that does not hold up. And then he did Making Comics. And yeah, I would recommend this stuff to my students. And Making Comics is great. He talks about world building and genre, and it's wonderful stuff. When he was writing the book, he actually asked me, because there's a section in the book about what sort of tools artists use nowadays. So
Right.
he had asked me and a bunch of other guys and gals, like, what kind of art tools we use. And, I told him, and, it was nice. So he gave a little thank you to everybody, at the end of that chapter in the book. So that was really cool. So I like that. But the big one, I think, would be getting Will Eisner's comics and sequential art, which I think came out in 85, on how to draw comics and how that all works, and timing and layout and storytelling. And, because Will had a very strict view on, comic book storytelling. And the book was also required reading material in his class. So we had to buy the book from him.
Really?
Yeah, because I was thinking about this not too long ago. Yeah, most college students, if they have to buy, a book for a class, they'll go to the college's art store or bookstore. And
oh yeah, I suppose yeah.
And your financial aid might cover it. Like Will's class, he just had copies of comics and sequential art, and I think we got a discount. I think it was like $12, but I still have mine, and I still love it. And he talks about sequential art in 85. This is when Will came up with that term, sequential art, because he didn't really like the term comics. He thought that comics, because comics aren't funny. Well, most comic books are not humorous. They're not funny. They're not comical. So
right.
and he liked the term sequential art better because it gave a more serious tone to comics and graphic. So
yeah, you know what? I think I've been wanting to do actually I'm waiting on a third drawing book that I'm getting from overseas. I want to be able to just do a video of good drawing books. Like if anybody wants to
sure
know what to pick up, we should do a video like that. Really good just going over books and stuff like that.
I keep telling you what to get.
Well, yeah, I mean now, yes. But I remember the first time I got my how to draw comics the Marvel way, man, I think it was like let me think. 14, I think about 13, 14 years old.
Yeah,
and
right.
I saved up like paper route money and just to get that book.
Oh wow.
Yeah, oh yeah. And this is like, oh boy, this is like somewhere around no, wait, I was younger than that. Wait a minute. Let me think here. Probably around, I think around 85. Somewhere around 85. I was like around 13 years old, something like that. And there was a guy in St. Andrews that he lived in this home, and he had kind of like a little bookstore kind of thing where he would just order books for people on top of that. And I don't know, to this day, I don't know how I ever came across how to draw the Marvel way. But I came across it somehow. Maybe I saw it in a Marvel comic or something like that. Order your copy today, or whatever it was. I don't know, but I ordered the book, and I'm still wondering if I got it over at my mom and dad's place, and they're all the way in St. John in New Brunswick. But I picked up the same book because I don't know whatever happened to it. I don't know if it got lost. I don't know if I gave it away. I haven't the faintest idea. But I picked up another copy of it like a couple of years ago in Indigo, which is big bookstore retailer. So I got the book again. But yeah, it's a classic book. Everybody mentions it. If you want to get a drawing book, if you ever want to pick yourself up a really good drawing book, that's the book that you want to get.
Yeah, most of us have a copy of that, as we've talked about. I wonder if they still have it in print though.
I don't know. I think so. I wonder how many times that's been reprinted.
Oh, probably a lot.
Oh yeah,
I remember. I think this was like 7 years ago. I and a bunch of friends of mine went to. There's a wonderful art gallery in Manhattan called. Yeah, comics and sequential art is great. I still like if I go out to lunch and have some coffee, I'll bring a copy of that along with me, and then just like read, especially like some of the stuff that Will was talking about, comics and such, sequential art.
Go.
So.
And Slayer Lord J, gotta leave for work. Enjoy the live, and we'll be back to finish it later on. Have a great one, Mike and Al, and everyone else. Dude, thank you very much.
Right,
Yeah,
thank you.
because it's getting close to 6 a.m. all the way in Singapore. For you.
Where it's nice and balmy.
Yeah, where it's nice and warm, you lucky bastard, you. So no, hey, listen to the rewind, leave a like, and you have a good day at work, dude. So I really appreciate you being on, and especially so early, where you told it was like 3 a.m. when you started listening. Dang, dude. And graphic storytelling and
Right.
visual narrative shape. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I think Will had like 1 or 2 books that came out after comics and sequential. Or one was printed posthumously after Will had died. So that could have been that one.
right.
Graphic storytelling and visual narrative. DC Comics came out with some good how-to books as well. There was one I actually picked up called Coloring and Lettering. And the lettering section was done by Todd Klein. And Todd Klein is a famous comic book letterer. I guess this must have been the 20 teens around there, maybe the early 2000s, 20 teens, I think.
Right.
And the whole section that Todd Klein had done in there on lettering, he did both. So he wrote and talked about hand lettering using like the Ames lettering guide. And then he discussed digital lettering as well, which is neat. The coloring section was really cool. They talked a lot about color theory and using a color wheel, which I thought was like really fantastic. I think a lot of people that do art don't think about color and color theory and color wheels and stuff. So I think, yeah, if you're coloring something, I would, even go online and just get an image of a color wheel and see what colors actually work together well, as opposed to some others. So that's really important. Because even when I'm like doing like covers and back covers for the Sword of Eden Shinobi, well, except for volume 2, there's not a whole lot of color on that one. But volume 1, like, yeah, I had, one character is green. This is the back cover of volume 1, and the other character is kind of bluish. Yeah, so the background colors, because red, a color that complements red is green, so I had the ground green. So it sort of helps when you're, one, it'll visually look better. But also, if you have a hard time figuring out what kind of color you want to add to a background when a character like the Flash or something is in the foreground and he's all red, yeah, green would be a good choice. Although colors in the background probably shouldn't be as saturated or as hot as the colors in the foreground. Yeah. So I see that mistake happening too.
And Collector, nice to see you, man. Good afternoon to you. So nice to see you, dude. Great that you can join us today. Oh yeah, that's right. And the other thing, that was the other thing that I wanted to mention. All of you joining today. That's right. More than likely Vince probably still might have the link, but if you guys want to go over, because I don't want to be totally 100% ignorant, that's for later on. If you guys want to go ahead and follow the link, actually, I tagged it up on the top of the channel, pinned something on top of the channel. That is the link, dear friends, to go over to Al's page on the YouTubes and check out the deal that he has going on right now for Black Friday / Cyber Monday. Where you can go ahead. No, actually, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let it come from the horse's mouth, which is Al. So, Al, spill the beans.
Well, the beans include, yeah. So on my YouTube channel, I did like a 1-minute video about a sale I'm having for the Sword of Eden graphic novels, which begins on Friday, which is Black Friday through the weekend until and including Cyber Monday, where if you buy a copy of the Sword of Eden graphic novel, you can choose a second graphic novel of the Sword of Eden for free. Yep. So visit theswordofeden.com to purchase the Sword of Eden graphic novels. Also on my eBay store, which I don't have the link offhand. And let me know, what free graphic novel you would like included in your order after you purchase one of them. And then I'll include both books in your order and sign them both, and keep and enclose a free numbered and signed limited edition print. So yeah, all the folks, they like to get some bargains on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So I figured I'd do something like that.
There you go.
Yep.
So for all of you there, again, supporting our dear friend Al and his comic endeavors. And so if you're looking for a deal for a great book to pick up, or if you want to give it as a Christmas present, which would be even better.
Christmas present would be a great idea, especially if you have Christian friends and family members who love to read. I would recommend the Sword of Eden graphic novel series. But the target audience, it's not for little kids. So the book is recommended for preteens and older, including adults. But I have had moms and grandmoms come to me and say, "Oh, my 8-year-old grandson or my 8-year-old daughter loved your book," and that's great. So that's cool.
There you go. So pick up your copy, save some money, give it out as or copies. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Did you get a free one?
That's right. You get a free one, and you get to choose the cover, and Al gets to autograph it for you as well. So
yep. Yeah, and if you're ordering stuff from any of your favorite, creators, now might be the time if you want it to be a good Christmas present.
That's right. So fun stuff, fun reads. There you go. That's what you want to do. So go over, check it out, and spread the message of giving, because 'tis the season. As we get closer and closer to Christmas. So, as for me, still drawing this, I had a little bit of a epiphany, I believe is the correct terminology to use.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, thank you. I thought, you know what? Okay. Instead of a parachute, I'm going to do a wingsuit, because wingsuits are cool. And I figure, as this character is in either her late teens or in her early 20s, and as I am entering my crusty age of mid 50s, I need to be a little bit more hip, and therefore this should be a wingsuit.
So where is she falling from?
You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good question.
No, I was just curious if you even knew. So if she had a wingsuit, then she was already prepared to jump out of or from wherever she was jumping out of or from.
Exactly.
Okay, right.
So yeah. So because again, it's all about practicing and doing just different situations and studying again how something looks, and trying to kind of like emulate that. So because like if you look at this particular wingsuit, it kind of joins at the hip right here and goes all the way to the wrist. So that's kind of how I want to draw it here. But of course, the arms aren't fully extended.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to.
And it's going to cover some of her legs too.
Exactly. Yeah. So that is what I'm going to have to eliminate. And see, because now I'm thinking in my head how that's going to look. And because right now in my head, what's going on through my head, and I might as well just say it now because it'll be good for people that are listening. What's going on through my head is falling, wind direction, how the clothes is going to fold or flap in this case because of the wind, because you're descending at like, what is it, 9.35 meters per second. I think that's how it is, something like that. And I got the maths going on in my head at the same time. So obviously clothes reacts in a certain way with wind, flapping around and all that jazz. So
it would just be a curved line, I think.
Yeah, because it would be, something like that. And because it is going to fold, it is going to do something like this. And it's going to dang. This is not as easy as I thought. I should have thought this. No, actually, no. No, I can do this. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me start with this one first. Okay, because the way this looks. Okay, see, because you can see, like, if you look right here. Wait a minute here. Let me just add this here. Okay, so because if you look at the wingsuit here, right, obviously the wind is pushing up on it, right? So it kind of bows out like that, and it's kind of, even though you can't quite see it here because of the angle of the shot, obviously the wind is pushing up here and here, and so obviously there's a bit of a bow like this, and it's the same thing here, right? Because obviously he's descending and the air is pushing upwards like that. So if the arms are in, like this, it's going to be, and if it starts from somewhere in the hip area, so most of that is going to be pressed up against the clothes, and it's going to be folded up like this. And it's going to be, hold on here, it's going to be something like that. I'm trying to imagine it in my head. But no, wait a minute. Because it's going to be pushing back. So it's going to be behind the leg a little bit. At least like this. Something like that. I think. Still kind of like a little new at this. Trying to figure this all out. This is not easy. This is not easy. Trying to figure it all. So I know the wings want to go like that. I know it's going to be something like that. Now I'm going to take that out. Okay. Okay. I think I get it. I think I do. I'm not going to say I'm going to screw this up. It's something that I haven't quite drawn before. So to me, it's a little spooky going into that proverbial unknown area of drawing it and hoping I don't screw it up. Okay. All right. It should be fine. Okay. Something like that. Okay. So, hold on a second here. Where? Live for all of you to see. Okay. So take this out. Take this out. This. Take the heel. And then all right. Wait, something doesn't. Doesn't feel right. There's something I'm not doing right on this.
I think the problem you're having is you're trying to draw like each section of the fold separately.
Yeah.
So I would just draw one line connecting from her wrist to, where does that go to? Her side?
Yeah, basically we go from here to here. Yeah, okay. That's okay.
Leaning back. It's like a weight.
Let's
Just pulling my neck
Oh, yeah.
let's
Yeah, what's
do
down. That would be better.
Oh,
this.
did you put the ice on it?
I would look at it as one shape and then divide it up after I get that one
Ice first.
Yeah.
Or heat.
draw.
So basically, let's have a look here. Okay, so we did that. Okay.
Kind of like what you did with that, then, because you have that one line, like
Yeah.
it's just one line that curves from one knee to the next. So I would do that.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
I'm
see.
not sure
Okay.
what shape that would be, how curved it should be or not. Yeah, see,
Right.
that's kind of like Spider-Man's webbing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Underneath the
Yeah,
arm.
the underarm. Yes, exactly.
So that's what I would do.
Right.
And then
right.
you can make parts of it where it folds that line that you just drew uneven.
Mhm.
That's kind of what it looks like in the photo.
Yeah, it does kind of, yeah, doesn't it? So, all right.
See how that is? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you, O master of the pen, and bestowing your knowledge upon this poor, unfortunate Canadian.
Yeah, I just don't know where those lines break. The more vertical lines.
Right. No, fair enough.
But I think that's going to end up looking better.
All right. It is a nice bag, isn't it? All right. So, stitching. Don't mind me. This is just how I kind of do that kind of thing. Okay. So, I'm really gonna have to start labeling these layers. Because sometimes I forget how to do that. Or not how to do that. To actually do that. Okay. And I really should. Okay. Don't. Yeah, because sometimes my problem is I tend to overthink it. So, and sometimes I really shouldn't have to. Because in my head, I'm thinking motion. I'm thinking, you know, how things react in, you know, in a certain environment and stuff like that. And sometimes I tend to overthink it a bit too much. So the analytical part of my brain. So see, folks, it's never a bad thing to have a reference photo. Never, never, never. Okay, so let me see how these lines go. So like up to the rest, up like that. So basically straight vertical lines coming down from the arms.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Probably curved a little bit.
Yeah, probably curved it a little bit.
And they're also the same amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I go, okay. So you know what? I'm gonna add another layer. So if I go something like this. Something like that. No, you know what? I'm gonna put the last line. Yeah, more like that. That'll do. I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's much better.
Kick ass.
Because what you were trying to do is you're trying to draw each strip first.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I would do exactly what you did here. Just draw one line, curved line, and then break up the pieces like how you're doing now.
That's how we do this.
There you go.
There we go. Sweet. Oh yeah, much better. Much, much better.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, I like that. I love it. Oh, Gap, you got to get going. Okay, so we're pretty much at the end anyway. So I enjoyed today's show. Have a good evening, everybody, and have a great week. Yeah, you too, man. So, you know, and I hope you're feeling better. And I hope you're doing better, dude. I really do. So, Vincent, weird coincidence. Last week I had a epiphany. Oh my god. Didn't I say epiphany? Or did I say epiphany?
Epiphany.
Epiphany. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Words English I cannot. So
Speak American. What's wrong with you?
yeah, exactly. I had a brilliant idea. There we go. That way I
Yeah, I
don't
like you
have to
better.
use the word. Yeah. Let's see. He also says, yeah, I tried to look for wingsuits, how they would look like when you're free falling head down, but I couldn't find anything good because they tend to go horizontal right away. Yeah, it's true, right? So you watch a lot of those videos and they do tend to kind of do that. So yeah, it's just sometimes the way I think, how it should go, how the fabric should react, but no, Al's way much better than what I had in my head. So yeah, this is kind of what I came up with. So not too shabby. I was thinking about doing a parachute, but no, upgrade it and just spur of the moment, do wingsuit. Why not? It's much more challenging. Plus, on top of that, I wouldn't be able to deploy the parachute because of the way she is posed. The lines would get tangled up in the legs and it'd be a mess. And yeah, I think using a wingsuit just makes it look a little bit more dramatic. So that's just me. That's just the way I want to do it. So
what's that line that's going, that vertical line that goes from her neck down to her groin area? Is that a zipper or something?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a zipper.
Okay.
Yeah. A zipper. Wait a minute. Where did I put? Ah, there it is. Okay. So let us. I'm gonna erase this. And I'm just going to find a better spot to put that in. And again, doing all this kind of stuff, again, it's in preparation, just training away, wanting to do my own comic and bring a little bit of adventure to it. My little spin on things, and that's why we do what we do. So we like to tell stories. We're storytellers. We're yappers, and we got an idea and we just want to spread it around, and we want all of you to enjoy what's in our scabby little brains and what our thoughts are, and especially story-wise. So that's why we're doing what we're doing, to bring you guys along for the ride. And let me see. Let me try to find my... I'm going to have to put that file somewhere else so I can find it better. Put the JPEG. No, put this. Put the PNG. There we go. Okay. Let's get out a pen and versus. If I can read the African name again, Congo Mato. Okay, love that name. That's a cool name. Conga Mato.
Sounds like a fruity drink.
It does, doesn't it? It sounds like a drink like a King Kong Clamato kind of drink. Yeah. It's like tomato flavored Kong, or a Kong sized tomato drink.
Yummy.
There we go. So, yeah, and plus using the halftone to do a little bit of clouds, it kind of makes it a little bit easier doing the clouds. So when you add a little bit of halftone, so and you keep the halftone light. And I'm trying to remember what I had the halftone at. So let me just do this. I'll make the marquee and I'll select my halftone tool. So in this case, in Clip Studio Paint, I did my frequency for the halftone at 50% and a 5% density, and I just kept it at circles. And so you get kind of a very light halftone look. And especially if you're going to use it for kind of a clear sky. So there you go. That's kind of, I'm figuring out the halftone thing, which is really fun, which is really great.
Well, I was going to ask you a couple of things because I wish I kept on my zipper tone. I mean, I think I tossed it once. I was just doing everything. When I was doing actually it was work for hire. So when publishers stopped using halftones and duotone and a zipper tone, and when more people started coloring, in Photoshop where you didn't really need stuff like that. So, but I wish I kept it because even though I don't use it, because like all the gray tones I have it's all done in Photoshop. It's not like a dot pattern or anything.
Yeah.
So, but in manga, do they still use like a dot pattern to show gray tones in new manga?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay,
yeah, they do.
That has to be
all the time. Yeah, because it's well, here's the thing, because a lot of it is directly manually put on. But
like a zipper
what
tone.
you're seeing in the industry, like a zipper tone. And so what you're seeing more and more to the industry, and that's why this program is like extremely handy to have, is because it all does it for you, and it's making artists, manga artists, especially in Japan, because this program does primarily come out of Japan. They're finding that they can do their work a lot faster than manually doing it, and it's a total game changer because it is a fun program. And if you're familiar with Photoshop, then really you should have absolutely no problem using this program whatsoever, because I've been using, probably like yourself, been using Photoshop for ages. And this is just a fun program. I love this program. It's great. And FKHC, how's it going, man? Another person all the way from England. So the next ding will be from me, aka meme incoming. Okay. So because I got my phone on silent, and so because I hear it going off like with people from X and and Facebook. So oh my gosh. Okay, so I got your meme. It is loading. Okay. All right. For FK, okay, because for everybody on this channel, I will have to show. Hold on, I'll put the picture back up. Oh, and so a fellow Transformer nerd just also happened to come in. And hold on 1 second, because I have to get my Facebook up, because several channels do this, and whenever FKHC sends a meme, most of us must answer the clarion call of Tim's memes. Hold on, because his memes are extremely funny. And this one, as it's loading up, makes complete and utter sense. So in the meantime, while that's loading up, I'm going to say hello to little Dutch. How's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Greetings. What are we drawing? I see a part of Magmatron descending on a woman. Yes, you do. You are 100% right. I'll tell you in a second, as soon as I get Tim's meme up. come on, load, damn you. There we go. So, how do we determine certain things at birth? I will tell you how. The most obvious way possible. And has explained it all, especially when it comes to bathrooms. Is going to show. So, there we go. It's explanatory. Either you have some or you do not have some at birth, which will 100% determine what you are. There we go. It can't be made any more clearer than that.
People are stupid.
So, I appreciate you. Yes, in this day and age where we have to explain these things, that's what it comes down to. Okay, so my little Dutch, my fellow TFW 2005 cohort compatriot collector. Okay, so this is what we're drawing today. Again, it's in preparation for, me practicing up. Going to be doing my comic. So this is my character that I come up with. I'm on this kind of storyline for about roughly 2 years, where I just kind of gleaned upon it as an idea, and it is my character Alberta Stollard. So I was kind of like careful with the name, how I kind of picked it out. First of all, because I suppose you could say our youngest daughter kind of came up with the name Alberta, because we happen to be living in Alberta, myself, but female name. So because I think Alberta came from I'm trying to think, somebody in English royalty, somewhere along the line. I'm trying to remember. And it does properties, names mean things, essentially. And I'm trying to look up where.
Well, Albert is a
No,
English name. It means handsome, smart, and princely.
Yep. That's right.
So anybody named Albert, I'm sure they're blessed by God.
Yep. Let me see here. It's my folder, because I wrote everything down. And anyway, so the logo, first of all, I want to bring it up right now. So to any of you new people coming in here, that Alberta logo is actually, I suppose you could say, official province of Alberta logo that they used years ago, probably for about maybe 30-40 years in the province of Alberta, right? And so they don't use it anymore, because they've since then changed the official province of Alberta kind of look. So, but I kind of like the way this one is, so I kind of thought about maybe using it, being from this province, and on top of that, where we might be independent very, very soon. And because I kind of take a little bit of pride of where I live and the reason why we kind of moved out here in the first place. So, so I like this province. I like being in this province. So, and as I'm still trying to fill up time, there we go. Okay. So, because this is a very early sketch of how I was trying to figure out the character. This is like really early on. I don't know if anybody can see that pop up on the screen. Yeah, there it is. When did I make this? Oh my god. Wow, February 28th, 2023. So, okay, yeah, almost getting on 2 years. So, where I was trying to come up with this idea for a character. So, um, I'll give you a little bit of a history lesson. So, Albert or Alberta in this case, it's from the Old German. So it's a Germanic meaning um Adal, meaning noble, and Bertel, I suppose you could say, means bright and shiny, right? So, like what Al says, it does have a noble connotation to it. And so I found an interesting website because I kind of wanted to uh pick kind of like a last name, because a name sort of kind of has to fit the character. At least that's what the way I think, right? And so I tried thinking of maybe Simmons, which means victorious, or it also means protector, but I kind of like Stollard because it means valiant and resolute. So I already thought of Amana, which means integrity or faith or trust, but for some odd reason, I don't know, Stollard just kind of stuck. I don't know why, it just did. So that's kind of how I just kind of came up with it. But it's a comic that I plan on doing. And no, don't save. So every Sunday, this is what I do. We do a live stream, Mr. Little Dutch, and we just have fun. We just talk about anything and everything. So I just come up with kind of like skeletal of an idea that I got. I'll do a rough around it, and then what we just do in this show, I just ink it over, and while we're just talking about anything and everything. So that's what we do. But I'm glad that you showed up. I really am. So all of you guys. So FKHC, named after Prince Albert of Saxony, Coburg, and Gotha. That's right. And Vince also adds, yeah, husband to Queen Victoria. Precisely. Exactly. And that's why this province was named Alberta, because at the time when Queen Victoria was around, that was the husband. So of course we were, under British rule, obviously, and that's why Alberta was named Alberta. So because the husband, Albert. So and pride in current society, that's racist. Yes it is. No, not really. And Vincent says, yeah, oh, by the way, I got a full name for you now. Yugi Sakuru, Yugi as in huge, and Sakuru Japanese for circle. Oh, okay, for like what, renaming the show because I'm doing it in like manga style? Dude, that's actually pretty interesting. Wonder if I should do that to maybe draw in. You know what? Actually, that'd be pretty cool to draw in the a Japanese audience. That actually wouldn't be a half bad idea. I like that. I kind of like that. You know what? Okay, I'm going to go into the chat here, and I am going to copy. Okay, wait a minute here.
And don't forget to save.
Paste. Oh my God, yes, you're right. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Save this. And don't forget to save. That's right, because usually, who's it? Lord Thoft? That's generally here sometimes. He always mentions at this point. Okay, so saving. November 22nd. Clip Studio format. Save. There we go. So yeah. Also, Little Dutch. way for me to practice, various dynamic poses and stuff like that. Just and also keep the algorithm going. And like I said before, Al here, who's worked in comics, he's worked at Marvel, DC, Archie, all that kind of stuff. I got a link pinned in the chat if you want to go ahead and check out his channel, because he has a Black Friday deal going on over on eBay for his comics, and so check that out. And yeah, so this is a good way for me to keep on practicing, because my I suppose I can call him my teacher. Many of you guys already know Hungry Boy, who was helping me out and teaching me and stuff like that. Well, he hasn't been around for a year, and I for a little bit felt sort of kind of lost in a way. It's like, how should I just be progressing? What's the next thing I should be practicing on? And and I just thought, you know what, just keep drawing, just keep going at it. Don't take a pause because somebody isn't there to give you direction. Just keep drawing, and the more that you keep drawing, the better and better and better that you're going to get at it. And kind of like as you saw here, as I was trying to do an attempt at drawing a wingsuit, and see, Al assisted me. Oh, you want to do this and this instead of doing that and that, and it looks better. It immediately looks better. So, and it's the reason why we're doing this. So, let's see. Before I forgot to mention, I enjoyed the little teaser you gave of the Xbox Rodimus Prime on the forum. Even if I am of the opinion that they should finish the other announced characters. I love giving teasers. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, also. Okay. While you're here, and hey, there are Transformer fans in here. And the other replies are killing you for the color choices. I don't care. First of all, they're all the Pantone correct choices that are from the animation. So if they're killing me, whatever. If they're a graphic designer, then okay, maybe I can give a little bit of merit and credit to maybe their concerns. But I took it from the animation cells, and the research that I got. Actually, that reminds me, I got to get pictures to Keith about the inside of the truck of Rodimus Prime. So I got to do that. But I did the closest Pantone colors, so it's gonna look good. Nobody should be panicking, because I've done this for, oh God, let me think. How long have I been working with Keith now? 6 years. And all of the figures that I've done, the colors turned out fine. Runabout, they turned out just fine. God, all the Protectobots, they turned out just fine. The Constructicons, I mean, everybody goes on, at least from the people that I've been hearing, that the colors are just perfect. So people shouldn't panic so much. Don't panic so much. All of you people that happen to be listening. So it's all right. It's going to be fine. It's going to be glorious. Let's see. And Sort of Eden website URL is unresponsive. Shame. Really? Okay.
What?
Yeah, try the eBay link. So that should work. Snorter Poops Keeper, I heard Hungry Boy is okay. It's been forever. Yeah, because on his channel, the last one that he did was like late October, because he was doing the videos for his little Halloween pick movies. What I did, Snort, is a few weeks ago, I if you happen to see me, what I did on X, I was asking like a bunch of friends to just make a little video clip, and I'll put it all together, and I made a private video that's on the YouTube here, private video for only Hungry Boy to watch. So I'm gonna see if he has seen this yet. So I'm just hoping and praying that he gets better as well. So because I do want him to get better, because he did say last show that he wants to do on YouTube wants to be on here with me, and I would love to get him on a Sunday with Al here and just really go nuts and talk comics, because I know Hungry Boy has a bunch of stories. So let's
So
see.
I figured out
Oh,
I figured out that problem. So
Oh,
the
yeah?
link, yeah, it should just be thesortofeden.com. The HTTPS, yeah, that's the problem. That S bit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you just type in thesortofeden.com or www.thesortofeden.com, that'll work out fine.
There you go.
Because my understanding is that the HTTPS, the S stands for security. That URL, that website is secured somehow. But yeah, for the sortofeden.com, you don't need that S. So
There you go. Yeah, so check it out, Little Dutch. You'll like it. It is a fun read. It's a totally fun read. I think you'll enjoy it. And again, sorry for the long-winded answer, but yeah, this is just basically me keeping up on my drawing skills, and trying to work out bugs that of how I'm thinking, or correct the way I should be thinking when I'm drawing. And that's another reason why I also have Al here, because to me, he's a pro, and if he has, no, I'm serious. To me, you were like on a level like much higher than I am.
listen,
because you've been doing this for ages.
1994, I started working in comics.
Right. So you are leagues further than I am, and I am taking any advice that I can glean from your brain. So so yeah, so I'm working out any bugs, trying to give you guys a little bit of entertainment, and we're just talking about stuff, so just having fun. And how how dare you give a proper and full answer to a question? Exactly. How dare I? I'm such a heartless bastard that way. So but yeah, anyway, so I said this was going to be a short show. We're almost getting on to 4 hours, and I want to give Vincent's butt a break at this point. And yeah, so you all got Al's link to his YouTube and the eBay, and so go get yourself a Friday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal
When that starts on Black Friday, so
that's right.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? And if you want, pick yourself up a set of comics, and again, your choice, and he'll autograph it for you.
Yep.
And or if you just want to give comics as a present, then hey, this is the perfect thing.
Yep.
So test Al Nickerson's. There you go. So give that a shot.
Thanks, Vince.
As for, there you go, Vince. You got praise.
Well, no, he does a great job. He's on top of things, so that's wonderful.
I know. He's so awesome at it.
No matter wherever he lives in Europe somewhere.
Exactly. He is my trained seal. No, Vince, I love you, man. You do a bang up job. Thank you very much. I was just teasing you, dude. Yeah, and as for me, you know where to find me on the Facebooks and on the X's and everywhere else in between. And if you can, like I said, spread the show around. And if you got any third-party questions or X Transbots questions, like Little Dutch and a few other people have, like on when we're doing movies on Saturdays on Mike's Movie Matinee, then like Bill the Scotsman, who we talked multiple Transformer things, especially on a Saturday, and a lot of other things. While we're trying to watch a movie, Bill. So no, I don't mind you. It's all good. And yeah, and all of you watching on Rumble, on X. Appreciate all of you guys watching over there. You know what? I haven't even looked how many are watching on X, and you know what? I probably should do that now. How many are watching on X? How many of you fine people are watching on the X?
I'm certainly not, since I'm still banned from Twitter.
All you 6 people watching on X, there you go. I appreciate you all. So you can just sign up and get a new account, though.
Yeah, I don't want to do that though. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just sharing my view that I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say, but yeah, it's just very annoying.
Yeah, okay, fine. No problem. It's all good. Yeah, so thank you all of you guys watching on X and on Rumble. Head over to the channel here on YouTube. We're trying to make this channel grow. So you know, we can end up at least with a big enough audience so that when this comic is ready to go, and see, there you go, Vince is still on the Rumble, so still here all alone. That's right. Head over to Rumble.
Oh wow.
And make sure Vince is not alone, all by himself, all alone in the dark, in a fetal position, crying.
You don't pay him enough.
Huddled for. I don't. No, because I don't want to. He's under an internship. No. Anyway, the bigger audience that we got when this comic releases, yeah, I hope that it's going to be good. I hope that it's going to be phenomenal, and like I said before, I like taking you guys along for the ride. So, you know, and I really appreciate all of you being here, especially on a Sunday. I know a lot of people want to take it easy before Monday, going back to work. You know, I mean, I myself, but working a day job, you try to do what you can on the weekend and try to have as much fun on top of that, and talking to all you fine peoples, whether you happen to be one of the 2 genders, male and or female. I shouldn't have really said and or. Yeah, male and female. So,
male or female.
Yeah, male or female. Wait a minute.
No and.
Yeah, or no, there's no and. Right. What am I doing? Yeah. You guys get paid? We like to make it look like we get paid. So we just barely get paid. So, just barely. Whenever I hit $100 on YouTube, then that's when I get paid, and that hasn't happened in a while. So, hence the reason why, if you want to leave a super chat, do that. It helps me out. Little Dut says, yeah, a friend of mine has the doubtful honor of being the only Dutch language Transformers reviewer, and I do a monthly podcast with him. His English isn't good, but mine is. Well, right on. At least helping him out. That's cool. I like that. Perhaps once I can interview you on his channel, we can top shop and have some fun. Dude, totally.
There you go.
100%. I am 100% all for that. Yeah, anything to help out a dude in need, especially in another country. So, yeah, contact me. I got all the links here in the description. Contact me on Facebook, X, well, you know, on TFW 2005. I got to get in the habit of checking the messages there, because I know on occasion I'll get a message there, and I feel really bad for not checking them, like, you know, lately. So, yeah, I'm totally okay with that. So, yeah, I'll do that. Plus, on top of that, I got the scale posters. So if anybody wants to check that out, check them out at the store, or just contact me directly. Tuesday, Titillating Tuesday. Let's see. Trying to bring some of the guys here. I know we didn't do it last week Tuesday because it was on Rank or Steve's show with Al and Gary over at Pop Culture Minefield, and we were talking creator stuff, so that was fun. That's why we didn't do Titillating Tuesday this past Tuesday. And still trying to get the Thursday show prepped up and ready for the whole comic book read thing and have fun with that. I'm still looking for my Johnny Storm. So I think I might have found him. I just have to nail him with that question. And then Saturday movie matinee on days. So this Saturday, I'm going to be starting out with, like I said earlier, the Christmas movies and having fun doing that. And I'm either going to do, let me think here. I got to close some windows. I'm either going to do Miracle on 34th Street from 1955, which is in public domain, or I really want to save Santa Claus Conquers the Martians from 1954. I kind of want to save that for later on because that's more funny. And funny is what this channel is all about. So, excellent. I'll send you a message soon with all the necessary links so you can verify things and we can get the ball rolling. Awesome, dude. Just know this, okay? Just know this. Because I work during the day and I'm on Mountain Time. So which is 1 ahead of Pacific. So I am generally available Mondays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, between, I'm gonna say 6 p.m. my time to the latest I'll be able to go is 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So 6 to 9 Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just to let you know. So and if he's good with that, or we can pre-record it, that's even better. So yeah, we can do that. It's a Wonderful Life is a nice go-to movie for Christmas. Dude, it's my favorite movie. 100%. I love that movie. That is my Christmas movie. But yeah, anyway, so enough yammering. I got to get going. And this is the picture that we came up today. And I always post it up on the Comic Relief Crusader page on Facebook and on my X. So if you want, go ahead and share it around. So I'll try to get it up as soon as possible. And anyway, Al, had fun
Mike,
having you on.
thank you.
Oh. and yeah, all of you guys take care. I really appreciate you guys being on. Your boy Zach, if you're still lurking, hi.
Fake boy Zach.
Yes. And if you were a troll account, whatever, I still appreciate you having on. And like Vince said, like and share and comment and subscribe, and all your dreams will come true. So there you go. No, not really. So obviously. Okay. Last messages. I'm sure we will figure out a proper time frame. We never do podcasts anyway. Never be on 5.5 hours. Pre-record also works, so we'll figure it out. Okay, cool. Yeah. So get a hold of me, and that'll be that. And then we'll do something. So to everybody out there, thank you all for joining. We will definitely see you on Tuesday. And like I tell everybody out there, I tell them this:
be excellent to each other, and party on, dude.